Hello and welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. I'm your usual host, Joe Scorn, and I'm joined here by Tony Tones at RT. Tony,
Hello.
it's another classic week. It's anime, games, and Nintendo. The absolute classic lineup of things that I want to talk about. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's been a while. PC
Oh yeah,
Brokey.
Tony, your PC is blowing up currently.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on. I was gonna say, well, if I recorded 2 days ago, I would have said, yeah, I'm on 1 stick of RAM. I'm on 2 bad sticks of RAM, or
Yeah.
basic 6 of RAM, I should say. See, I was on the 32 gigabytes. Was it no? Yeah, 32 gigabytes. So DDR4 RAM. 3600 megahertz. And now it's just whether the base DDR4 speed is 8 gigabytes, which is crap.
Because your RAM was breaking, then you tried to run one stick.
Yeah.
And
one was like insta crashing. It was like, well, with one of them in, we're two in, but one of them in at all would always insta crash.
And I know,
couldn't, get to the BIOS.
I sent you that post I saw on a Digital Foundry video yesterday where it's like RAM is more valuable than gold right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's like double the value of where it was a few months ago. It's crazy because of the AI boom.
Yeah, all the DDR4. I mean, I was looking at DDR5 RAM on Amazon as well, but like DDR4 RAM, especially on Amazon, like I can't find any decent RAM sticks that like you just buy normally. Like you have to go to like the marketplace, like the other buying options. So that I just went. I bought
because you just moved house, you're trying to save money,
and
then your computer's blowing up, and then they dare to drop the Lego Star Trek set. I couldn't believe it, brother. The Enterprise.
I do want to talk about that a little bit actually, but
I couldn't, because the last I saw, that Star Trek was stuck in Playmobil jail. That you couldn't get any decent Lego stuff. I can pull it up here.
So it's like apparently there's been like leaks and rumors for ages, but like I don't think any of those were actually true. If that makes sense. So I don't. So yeah, so for me, this came out complete left field. Like I think it comes out like the end of November. Yeah, it's just like I just saw. I think it was it last Saturday or something. I just got. I think one of my friends messaged me to say like, "Oh, this has finally happened." I'm like, what? Is this real? No, that just obviously went to the Lego store. Is like, okay, that's crazy. And then there's been some Lego LAN early reviews of this set. They've been sent it early.
I saw like a YouTube video of the different characters, like a minifig. What do they call them? Accessories? Is that what you call them? Riker's got his trombone. Data's got Cat the Spot. His cat spot. Picard's got his cup of Earl Grey tea, hot. Riker's got Worf has got his phaser, and he's actually got like a ridged head rather than just being painted on, which I was kind of impressed by.
The phaser looks bad, but the ridge head looks actually quite good. But the color matching isn't quite right. It's a different plastic, but I think it's better than not having anything.
Because I don't know much about like the Lego stuff because I don't normally look at it. But it was like, each minifig has two heads because they just turn the head around and they hide it under the hair. Yeah. And then they showed Picard and they were like, he has one face for obvious reasons. And I was like, that makes sense.
I find it crazy that Guinan's here, but I mean, okay, Guinan is important, but it's just like I'm surprised like someone like Tasha Yar isn't there.
Well, you said it was all like season 1 people.
Yeah, I saw someone saying like apparently all the uniforms are season 1 outfits. Specifically, that's not true for Guinan. I think we're both pretty sure she's not in season 1.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure she doesn't appear until the later seasons. I could be right.
I feel like
her first appearance was in season 2 of the Next Generations. So
it's because I remember like the next time because only Q shows up for like the first 2 parts, like the pilot 2-parter, right? And like when Guinan first meets or first sees Q in the show, she's like, "Oh, I know you."
Mm.
It's just like, okay.
Bro, I can't believe fucking Wesley Crusher got a fucking minifig. Like, oh my god. I guess his mum's on the show. We got Beverly, but like we could have Tasha Yar. I'll take Miles O'Brien. Would have been a better choice for me personally. He probably is Miles in season 1. I don't think he is.
He is. Actually. He's on the bridge. Yeah, he's in red uniform though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
we've had Miles for quite a while.
I mean, if you haven't seen season 1 of Star Trek, fucking The Next Generation, you don't know about the Traveler story that heavily features Wesley.
Oh yeah. But I think I might be wrong on this, but I think Miles might be in episode 1 of TNG.
It says he was in Encounter at Farpoint as an unnamed anonymous crewmate member on the Battle Bridge.
Yeah.
He was not given a name or a role until the later seasons, so he's technically in the early one, but...
Well, yeah, maybe it's different. Those are different powers of the same actor. Maybe.
But he appeared in like
50... law around it is different.
O'Brien appeared in like 52 episodes of TNG. Like, you could have made a fig of him. Like...
Yeah. He's pretty important. Like, there's always transport stuff happening. He's pretty important.
Yeah. But I was like, this is the one set I was like, man, that's actually kind of cool. Like the attention to detail they did. They said a lot of sticker work, which I was like, well, yeah, sure, whatever. Is there people in the Lego community who are like, if it's all sticker work, it's not real Lego, or is there like actually people like that?
No, it's not. It's not quite like that. It's more just like especially like the more like not 8 people. Adults Welcome set, where it's just like a display model sort of thing. Like people don't. I don't like placing stickers. Like I find it really annoying. I think the idea, like, if it's an expensive premium product, it probably shouldn't have stickers.
Bro, I got the D brand grip case, and I got one of the skins for it, and it doesn't come with a sticker pre-applied, and I was just like, I still haven't put the sticker on. I'm just like, I can't be bothered. I just
that is particularly bad. It's not as bad as that for Lego. You can kind of reapply it if you half apply it like a couple of times. But no, I just like for prizes, like it should really just like be all printed, and there should be more. I don't know how you would do this because someone said that you can't print on studded.
Yeah.
Like all you print on, like there's some pieces that have like smooth and studded things on the top. There should be more Windows prints or stickers.
Surely there's been a blueprint for years of somebody making a third-party version of the Enterprise, right?
Oh, I think for sure, yeah. Not as good as this though. On Brick was definitely Enterprises on there. But one of my favorite Lego, my favorite Lego reviewer, Racing Brick, recently did a video. He was delayed. I think he's a part of the LAN, like the Lego Ambassador Network. But he reviews like the how good the building steps are. So it kind of like has like a mini like, this is how it kind of like plays out through all the instructions like quickly. Somehow almost all his videos are like 10 minutes or less long. So I don't know how he manages that, but I always get a better. The reason why I like him is like because he does that, I get a better sense of like kind of the scale and like size and like how some of like the pieces and shapes come together. So when I first saw this set, I was like, I can't believe this is amazing. And I looked at it again, it's like, it's a bit grey, like a bit octagonal, like the actual like the habitation, like a circular section. Yeah. Then looking at like watching his figures, like, okay, no, that is like some nice. There's some nice shapes there. And the top of the saucer section is better than the underside.
I didn't understand how big your Lego collection was until I went round your house like a few weeks ago. Yeah. I was like, okay, this guy's got a lot of Lego.
Well, it's hilarious because like you walked into the living room.
Yeah.
Like, there's 2 shelves there. It's like, that's a lot of Lego. It's like, no, you don't understand.
You haven't seen the Lego rooms upstairs.
Yeah. At the moment, I've got 3 shelves behind me. And like some stuff like on the windowsill in the office. And I've got in like a dump room at the moment, which I still haven't sorted out. I need to get stuff for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of Lego. I have no place for the Enterprise, but I'm definitely going to get the Enterprise. It's just too good to not get. It's pretty big, actually. I think it's like 50 centimeters.
Is this a Christmas present to Tony? Is this what you're saying?
I think it's a post Christmas present, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Because you said, because sometimes when you order certain sets online, you get a gift with them, and the gift for this is like an actually really cool, like it's the shuttle pod.
Yeah.
And you get Ensign Row, right? She's the minifig you get with it as well.
Yeah, but they're super limited, and I don't understand why it can't just be a separate product that you get for free if you buy it.
The video I watched on this, they were saying like people would have just bought this as a separate set because it's that desirable to get.
The thing is, like, you can only get this. Like, the reason why they're doing this because I don't understand how you can. I don't understand this at all, but it's like you can only get that set if you buy directly from Lego. But obviously, they distribute most of their sets, not all, but most of their sets to other distributors and shops and stores. So I guess it's a reason to try and maximize profits. I guess
get more people to buy through the Lego store.
I think in terms of the show pod, I don't think anything's like. I don't think like the stick. I think they're all stickers. Like only stickers. I don't think there's any like special pieces that I can see from the outside, so you can quite easily.
I remember in the video I watched, it said they were from the LCAR sticker. They were targeting like a Romulan ship inside the shuttle pod.
Oh yeah. I can vaguely see that, but yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
I can't remember what the class of ship is, but that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Is that the one with? Oh no, I was just thinking. I'm just the one with like Jory the Forge gets abducted by Romulans when he's in the shop.
Oh, when he gets fucking brainwashed by the. Yeah.
There's like a Klingon governor and Romulan plot to try and kill a different to make it look like the Federation tried to assassinate another Klingon governor or something, or ambassador.
When you said Jordan Forge, my immediate brain went to the episode where he was on a planet with a Romulan and his legs worked, but he couldn't see, and then the guy couldn't walk, but he could see, and they had to like work together to get off the planet.
But yeah. The Romulan is like, no, I'm not working with a human. It's like we can both die here.
Yeah.
How's that going to help the Romulan Empire?
Some friends became enemies, some enemies became friends. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I thought this episode. This was the Lego set. I was like, okay, that's kind of fucking cool. Like, it's piqued my interest.
Yeah.
And then, but I understood it was going to be ridiculously expensive because it's Lego, and Lego is so expensive.
Yeah. I personally think this should be around $330, so it's not too far off in my opinion. I think $320, $330 is where I want it to be. But not looking at what the set they've provided and what price do you think it should be? But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's very well put together. I was looking at the Racing Brick review. It seems very well put together, very structural. In fact, the sources section actually separates is kind of insane.
Yeah. You want to talk about some?
The sources section. Does anyone care about the sources section being separated?
I do. I care about the fact that the saucer comes off and you can have him separated. Okay. I think it's a nice attention to detail.
But I think in the Star Trek or in the Star Trek fandom, is it a good feature for a starship to have?
Well, it separates like the military component of the ship from the family section of the ship, right? That's the idea.
Yeah. The problem is there's very limited warp capability of the saucer section. And also, I don't know if you noticed, majority of the phasers are on the saucer section. So it's really bad. It doesn't make any sense.
They'd have to do the Picard maneuver, and into a maneuver.
The only time they used it was as a distraction to the Borg, and it just seems like a crazy maneuver.
One thing I did want to say before we got off this actually was, I think it would be really cool if they did Lego sets of the inside. So you have 10 forward, the bridge, you have the holodeck. You just have these key places where everybody went in the Next Generation, and it'd be really cool to see.
100%. I think the bridge and 10 forward for sure. Not really anything else. I guess. The bridge would have the what's it called? The room with all the table and chairs. The observation.
Where would you want them to go from here? Would you want inside? Would you want like Voyager?
Yeah.
Would you want like some of the Klingon ships? Some of the I know you would. Terok Nor would be so sick if we could get a Terok
I would love it. No, I'd love an Empok Nor.
Empok, yeah.
No, I think that, okay. I think
me when I get my Neelix minifig is that's going to be peak for me.
The problem I have is I'm a Starship fan. Like I've checked like a lot of Star Wars starships, like even from series I don't, or even films I don't care about. I really like ships.
Yeah.
I think on this, I think Voyager would be amazing. Defiant, I don't really care about.
Well, I didn't even question this, but this is Enterprise D, isn't it? Yeah, it's Enterprise D.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not E.
Yeah, it's D.
It's one the show. It's what everyone loved, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think you'd have the E, which is this Voyager. I think is very good. I think from an alien ships that I really like, the Romulan Warbird I quite like.
Yeah, it's a sick ship.
The Cardassian ships are really cool as well.
Yeah.
And maybe even a Dominion ship. But no one's gonna do. They're not gonna do that though. They might do a Romulan one. I don't think they're gonna do a Dominion or Cardassian ship. It's not in the cards. I'd be very surprised if they did.
I think a Borg cube would go fucking hard though, as a ship as well.
Yeah, it'd just be a lot of greebling. I think I don't know how you make it more interesting, and like maybe because like they're gonna have like the Death Star problem, but slightly easier. I don't know what they would do.
It's just gonna be a giant piece of like a giant Lego cube.
There's the one thing I would be kind of interested in actually, because this is quite a large ship and a large model. I don't think you can make it any smaller, but I'm wondering if you can make other ships in a smaller scale. That's just easier to display, cheaper. That might be a way to go. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this is the first. Like I assume to some extent this is kind of like both Lego and Paramount like testing the waters to some extent. I'm curious to know if there's any more.
Well, I think
gonna happen
from the video I saw, the guy was again. I don't remember. I just googled something like and clicked on the first video I saw.
Popular ones.
One of the popular ones, but he basically said like they didn't have to go this hard, but he was speculating maybe their one and only time to make like a Lego Star Trek crossover. He didn't know if they were going to do anything again.
Yeah, maybe.
Because of like, you know, IP contracts and stuff like that. So that's where they put like everything into like the Enterprise and the Gift.
Yeah, that is very possible. Like, we don't know like the agreements behind closed doors. Like it could be very broad. We don't know.
Yeah, sick.
A very specific timeline. Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, I hope there's more. I don't avoid like if I had to choose one, like, I think the Voyager would be pretty cool. I quite like Voyager. I think it'd be harder or easier than.
What about a Defiant?
Galaxy Club. I'm not a big fan of the Defiant.
No.
I used to really like the Defiant because it was different. But like there's other different Federation ships. Like, I don't know. I've fallen in love with the Defiant.
Yeah. I'd love to see the original Enterprise, the fucking grabber that comes out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge original Enterprise, like TOS, like Enterprises, like films, like fan. Like I think the latest, like the very last, is Enterprise C, probably the best like original series Enterprise, but it's not my thing.
You telling me you don't want to see a Suliban ship?
No.
I honestly can't remember what they look like. I'll be honest. Let me have a look.
The Suliban
ships. Oh, they're like the little very brown small, dark,
dark red, like hexagonal.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. There it is.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah. One ship from the Enterprise, the prequel show, I really do like the Vulcan ships. They're really cool.
Yeah.
They're never gonna make that. That's way too niche.
Should we talk about some games that I've been playing?
Yes.
So I have finished Hades 2. I've finished the
yeah, I
game.
forgot about that.
I have done the true ending and I've done the epilogue ending. I think about like 80, 90 hours in the game. Strong Hades 2 is strong contender for my game of the year right now. I've got 87 hours in the game. Really good game.
How long did you play into Hades 1? That was less
like
time
50,
that, right?
60 hours, I want to say.
Okay.
But I don't think I went as hard on like the true ending and stuff like that.
Oh,
I would say like
fun with this one.
Mechanically, I think Hades 2 is a step up in every way over Hades 1. Like I think mechanically they're fucking knocked out. I love seeing fucking Supergiant games. Just every game they make just mechanically gets better and better and better and better and better.
I know they peaked with Hades 1. I thought
that was the peak as well, but Hades 2, legit, like at the beginning, you're like, oh, this is different. I'm a spellcaster, I'm a witch. And then you're like, no, this goes fucking hard. Like, there is so many interesting. I was just so addicted to it because there's so many interesting things. Every time I got a new weapon, I was like, oh, what if I used it with this boon from this god and I did this build? And yeah, it's really fun. I love Hades 2. We'll have to do a tangerine on this at some point.
Yeah,
but definitely a game of the year contender for me.
I
did play some Counter-Strike 2 briefly. I'm very bad at Counter-Strike 2.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, my friend was like, do you want to play some Counter-Strike? I'll own you at Counter-Strike. And I was like, yeah, let me load this up. And me and my friend Halo Andy just went into a lobby. And we just bought decoy grenades every round, which you don't know, decoy grenades are like the worst grenade in the game. They were a massive waste of money. I would save up to buy Negevs and just run down mid and just spray people. And I was having a lot of fun just being really bad at Counter-Strike 2. I've also been playing Power Wash Simulator 2. I think it's a really nice set of upgrades over the original. Some of my favorite features are the new swing that you can sit on in Power Wash stuff. You just go up and down. It's on like a cable, on like an electronic cable, and it takes you up and down. I love the new soap feature. Like, soap was basically useless in the first game because you would have to... The way soap worked, Tony, is you would have to buy it before you got into the job. So you have to buy soap, and then soap would be specific to a specific material. So it's like, if you were cleaning wood, you would need wood soap, and if you were cleaning metal, you would need metal soap. And it was just awful to use soap in the first game. This game, soap is free, it's unlimited. You have a limited amount of soap you can use until you have to wash it off, and then you get your soap refilled back up again. And the way soap works is basically, if you have really tough stains, you just fill that bitch full of soap, and then you can just use the lightest spray with the widest angle in the game, and it'll just immediately just wash off all the dirt you've soaped.
Okay.
So I'm
intense application, but then easy removal.
Yeah. So it's really useful if you have really thick dirt on a surface.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually that's more depth than I was
because there's a brand new washer that is just called a floor cleaner. It's just like a big circular thing, and you just like walk along a path just doing the floors. I think they actually unironically, I was like, do we need a Power Simulator 2? And I saw a lot of the stuff they put in it. I was like, no, this game is really fun. They actually did some really nice upgrades. Yeah.
Yeah,
and also, cool. One of my favorite features is every time because you have a home base in this one, you can decorate it, and every time you buy a piece of furniture, you have to power wash it before you can place it in your thing. And I love just power washing the furniture.
Do you just buy like second hand and it's just really grubby? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's why. Well, based on how a lot of it all looks like 70s, 60s Art Deco, and I'm just like, okay, I could believe this was second hand.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then, I've also been playing Fortnite, Tony, because did you see the Simpsons trailer for Fortnite?
No.
The entire map is Springfield. It is actually really cool.
So they just replaced the main map with Springfield?
Yeah, like every single detail. I'll see if I can find... Cool. I'll send you the trailer. I don't know if I can...
I know if like
I can play a Fortnite
trailer. A while they're trying like people try to piece together like the accurate map of Springfield based on the show.
That's not the gameplay one, I don't think. Let me open the video and then see if I can. Oh yeah, this is the video. This is the actual gameplay one. I'll show this to the bro. Look how every time you start the start of this, where you're flying through the sky and it's The Simpsons, that's how the battle royale starts. You fly into the Simpsons sign, and then you go and you land on Springfield. It's so sick. Like every single minute detail is in there in this. I was blown away how good it was. Apparently, like it's reached peak people playing the game, like reinstalling and coming back to try the Simpsons stuff. But like I've landed on the burning tires. I've landed in the nuclear power plant. There's like a legendary item, like the statue of Jebediah, and you can cut off his head. It's like a legendary item you can wear, which like blocks headshots and stuff like that. If you shoot the lard lad with the giant donut, the donut will fall and like one shot kill anyone that it lands on. I thought it was really cool. So I was playing some Zero build, and I was getting my ass absolutely kicked.
Why are we calling this Fortnite though? Because actually that's what it's meant to be called.
Yeah, there it is. But also I was like, hey, is there anything else? Because I reinstalled Fortnite to play this, and I was like, is there anything else that I can play? And it turns out, like literally as I installed this, like a few weeks ago, they just did a Daft Punk concert. And if you don't know, Daft Punk's one of my favorite bands of all time. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go to a Daft Punk concert. Cool. And they just play like the entirety of like Alive, if you know that legendary concert. Alive 2007. 2007? Where they remix all of their songs together.
Yeah, it is really good. It's a really good like mix of everything.
I was like, this is fucking, because the visuals go really hard, and you basically just go into this arena full of other people, and it's just like you see like the robots mixing. You're in this giant club, and then you get to experience it, right? But then there's also like side experiences. Obviously, I can't play the music, but it's sick. You get these really, really cool visuals. Because I'd never heard like the full set of all the remix songs before. So I was like, okay. Like, oh my god, it's aerodynamic mixed with this, and this song mixed with this song. I was like, that's sick.
Yeah. It's heavily based on the set from that year as well then.
But that's like the main concert. And then there's like this giant pyramid thing. You can go into it, and there's like miniature experiences inside all the rooms. So I went into one, and then you go into these bubbles, and there's 2 DJ booths, right? And you go onto it, and you can start remixing every Daft Punk song, like not every, like cool. From every era. So I'm remixing like Discovery and fucking Random Access Memory songs together, and I'm just like there's the live was on there. The stuff they did with The Weeknd. The Starboy stuff is also on there as well. Oh, they have the giant blue people from the music videos as like Fortnite characters. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Also Interstellar
55555, where they got like an anime company to make like an entire feature-length film with all their songs in it. But yeah, so basically you can start like remixing these songs. You can like change. It's almost like playing like a Fuser, or like what's the like the VR like DJ game. It reminded me of playing that, where you get to
I know it's called.
You basically choose one as the lead, and then you're like, I want this song to be the backer, and I want this to be like the extra, and you just like this song from Homework, cool. this from like Discovery, this from Human After All, right? And you just take them all together and put them together. I was like, I was creating so many awesome things, but while you're doing this, another person will come in and go into the other DJ thing, and they'll start remixing it with you. And I was like, this is one of the most organic music experience I've ever had, where I'm sitting on this booth and I'm vibing out, and Marge Simpson walks in, and she just starts, what if we put this track in here? And I'm like, I'm really bad at doing BPM, so I'm just putting all these tracks together, and Marge Simpson's like, no, let's try this BPM, and we're just jamming. And at one point, we're just like, this is it. We both got off the DJ decks, and we both just started dancing, and we were like, this is fun. I played this for like 2 hours straight. I was like, this is so fucking fun. And I was like, it's just like Fortnite is the forever game. It's just like it has everything in it. Like one of the other experiences, Tony, is you basically walk over to this little area and you get turned into a Lego minifig, and you have to you basically have to find all the Lego pieces to remake the Around the World music video as like Lego minifigs. Which I was like,
Lego Daft Punk.
Yeah, it's sick.
When's that set coming, Lego?
Yeah, Lego Daft Punk. Get it?
I would seriously love Daft Punk minis.
But I think I've been to at least 3 Daft Punk concerts so far, and I would say for the most part I haven't really regret. I mean, I loved this Daft Punk one, the concert I went to. I went to really one of the first ones I went to was the Astroworld one by Travis Scott. I thought the visuals for that were really cool.
Oh yeah.
And then I also went. I randomly had it installed, and I went to a Tones and I concert. If you don't know, Tones and I is the Dance Monkey song. Dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey, yeah. The way you okay. I think if you heard it, you might know it. But I was like, isn't this woman a one-hit wonder? And then it plays her other songs, and I was like, yeah, Tones and I kind of only has one song. After going to their Fortnite concert, I was like, yeah, they kind of really have one song. But yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, I probably won't do a Tangerine on this because it's all copyrighted material for the most part. But I wanted to talk about that quickly. Then Tony,
that's pretty cool.
We need to do a bunch of Switch Tangerines because I have so much Switch footage.
Just taking up space.
Yeah, but I played Kirby Air Riders, Tony, because there was a global test of this before it comes out on the 20th of November, which is next week. And they were like, hey, you can, like, for, I don't know, it was like 4-hour window or some shit. They're like, you can just play Kirby Air Riders. You can play City Trial, multiplayer, and you can play 3 maps on the single-player races just to get going on it. And I got to say, because I think I've said this to you before, I was not 100% sold on Kirby Air Riders. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get this one. I don't really know if it's a game for me. And after playing Kirby Air Riders, I think I have come to the realization this is not a game for me. And it also comes down to the fact, Tony, I felt fucking sick playing this game. I'm not joking. Like, it's been a long time since I felt motion sick outside of VR playing a video game, but Kirby Air Riders made me feel sick. Just because the speed of this game and the way you move around in it is crazy.
It's also like the deceleration between different speeds. For me, it seems a bit jarring. Like, you're going like really fast, like kind of slow, medium, really fast.
But I was like, I think the issue as well is like, I was also, when I was doing the races, I was trying to drift like I was playing Mario Kart. Because like, I can keep going and drifting, but it's like, in this game, you drift by stopping and then going sort of thing. And it feels very jarring. But the way, I think that, I'll see if I think I have some City Trial footage. Because City Trial is where motion sickness goes crazy. By the way, because there's been 2 directs on this game, right? And I really appreciate the directs because like a large part of one of the directs is just like, here's every single accessibility option we have and how we're going to allow it to try and make it, make the game more playable for you, right? I'm playing my main Rick the hamster.
Okay.
But like basically, everyone loves Rick the hamster, by the way. I think everyone was like, yeah, fucking Rick the hamster is awesome. What was I going to say? They basically go into accessibility stuff, and I think Sakurai did a good job of being like, hey, this isn't just Mario Kart again. This game is very different, and it's its own unique thing. And after playing, I'm like, yeah, this is its own unique thing, and I don't think it's going to be for everybody.
I think you can simply officially say, like, oh, it's a kart or like arcade racer or like or party.
I think it's no, because from playing it, Tony, I don't think this is a racing game. This is more of like a battle game in a way.
That's fair. Yeah,
it's more about like going into your opponents and fighting them for the most part.
Okay.
But yeah,
I guess this is like more of an arena. This particular map.
That's the Colosseum at the end of a city trial. So I don't know if I have footage of a city trial. Let me have a look. Oh, so here's a city trial. So you have 5 minutes to drive around and pick up power-ups, right? And those power-ups change the stats on your cars. I'm just doing a mini tangerine right now, but I'll explain this and then we'll get out of it, Tony, I swear. You pick up stats for your cars, and at the end, when everyone's picked up their stats for their car and chosen the kart they want to play with, you basically all choose a coliseum to fight each other, and it'll be like, hey, we recommend this one based on the stats of your car. So if you just have massive top speed, and they might be like, hey, there's a battle here where you have to go really fast, and you have a really fast car. Maybe you want to go into this one, which is quite useful. I quite like that. The issue is, as you pick up the stats for your car, it affects how fast you drive around. In the city trial. So if you just pick up max speed, you will become I'm not kidding you, extremely fast. So fast, I didn't know what was happening on the screen. Like literally. Okay. But then there's also like Rick, because every character has their own unique ability. Like Pink Kirby gets a sword and he starts slashing everywhere. Blue Kirby turns into a snowball, which like slowly starts to build up momentum and knock people. Rick, special ability is he gets off his cart and he runs really fast. So if you have max speed Rick in City Trial and you hit your ultimate ability button, you just go, you like teleport across the map. It is fucking insane, this game. And I can understand like, normally I love like the chaotic modes and stuff. Like I love the Knockout Tour in Mario Kart. It's like one of my favorite game modes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But for this, I was like, holy shit, I found a game that is too fast for me, which is Kirby Air Riders, I think. But yeah, Tony, I think the trial was good for me because it made me go, okay, I'm not going to spend £60 on this game. I don't think this is the game for me. Because I was already like, I don't know if this is for me, but I think I found out that it isn't.
Are there any demos on like the store for any?
There is demos, mostly for more single player focused games, I would say. Although there was a lot of stuff locked off on this, so we didn't get to see like the open road mode. We couldn't play online races. It was just city trial. Apparently, there's no DLC for this, so it is just going to be like what you get is what you see in terms of the full game. But from the city trial and the races I did, even watching this footage back, I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of making me feel a bit unwell just watching the footage. So,
I think different characters are. I think those are like what you're picking up as well, right? I suppose.
I'm not very fast right now.
Yeah. There's also like I feel like there's a lot of screen shake and a lot of like other like effects that kind of look shaky as well.
This was like, earlier when I didn't have any of the accessibility options because I was like, well, I won't need the accessibility options, and then I went and turned all of them on because I was like, holy shit, I don't feel so good. Like if you can see in the later footage, you'll see like giant red lines on the screen to be like, hey, look here, like this, because I think it was Resident Evil 7 on the PSVR 1. They said that like when you had a flashlight, it forced your field of view to be really small, and this really helped with motion sickness.
I remember that.
But
it kind of makes sense.
The game making you focus on one smaller point actually does help a lot in terms of motion sickness, I found. But even then, it's just crazy what's going on the screen.
As soon as like you're not, your peripheral vision isn't like trying to see stuff, which then might also like make your brain go, oh, what's going on?
I don't think there was a way to turn off like the motion blur or anything like that. That might have helped. Because we didn't get there was basically like the way the accessibility worked in the demo was you could either have accessibility off, accessibility 1, or accessibility 2, which was more accessibility options, but there wasn't a way to like edit them individually.
I think having the presets like that is good, but I think you should always be able to be very specific if you know what you want. I think if there's no like screen shake options, I think that's a big miss as well.
I promised Tony I wouldn't do random mini tangerines as I did the podcast, so we have to keep going.
Well, we can do ones we're never gonna. Well,
I will do Kirby Air Riders one. Trilogy of the Moon, the first Fate DLC. I played the DLC for Trilogy of the Moon, which was the Korean FMV game that came out this year. They put out a DLC with 2 new girls, and I gotta say, great models for the actresses. That's what I gotta say. It was okay in terms of like if I'm actually objectively thinking about this and not just drooling over the characters on the screen. I'm excited because Five Hearts Under One Roof number 2 is supposed to come out this month, and I think still that is like the pinnacle of the best FMV game I've played so far.
Why is it called Five Hearts Under Two Roofs though?
Ooh, that could be a play. I mean, there is another game by them called Don't Fool Me Beauties, which is the same company that makes it. So I do have this game, and I do want to try it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, the DLC was okay. It was like a prequel, but also they made another game called Eternal Crusade something. They've all got really weird names for the most part. But like the first game they made, it was like an Epic exclusive, and they didn't put it on Steam, I think, because of censorship stuff.
Okay.
And then
Resolve now has it.
Yeah, and then no, because I think they cut out a bunch of it and just put, because there's 5 girls at one point, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna see more of these girls, and there's only 2 girls, and I'm like, did they just cut out all the other girls? And they're like, okay, just put these 2 girls in it, and we'll get around the censorship. Because I saw like a video of the game on YouTube, and I was like, a lot of these scenes don't exist in like the DLC version on Steam, and apparently because I was streaming it to a friend, and he was like, oh, is it like the Five Hearts Under One? Is it the same company? I was like, no. And I'm like, they're making another game and it's coming out soon. It said it's coming out tomorrow. I was like, okay, I'll download and play that tomorrow. That doesn't get released. And I'm like, oh, okay. Why has that been pushed back? They put out a post saying, hey, Five Hearts Under One Roof 2 is ready, but we haven't been approved through Steam's like approval process yet. It seems like, since like the MasterCard stuff, they're like clamping down on every single game to be like, you have to be, suitable for credit card holders on Steam.
I think that's so stupid. Like, I genuinely think that it isn't. This is like this is a massive tangerine, and like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. To me, just like a massive overreach for a bank. Like, surely anything legal you could be able to buy. It's like how I see it.
But yeah, I think it was like 2 hours for the DLC. I don't know. Do I have any footage of this? I don't think I took any footage of it. So, guys, I've played the DLC for Trilogy of the Moon. There's your tangerine. It's okay. I recommend looking at the women in the game. That's how I find new career mode. I just play these games.
Yeah. I mean, that could work as a business.
Yeah. So I was playing a bunch of games, Tony, and like I literally said, this is the year of the fighting game, and I have played Street Fighter 6, and I have played a little bit of Smash Bros. And a little bit of the demo of Fatal Fury, and I'm like, I'm kind of a fraud right now. I've literally been playing Street Fighter 6 like in like March or some shit, and it's almost the end of the year. So I was like, you know what? It's the final season of My Hero Academia. I'll play the My Hero Academia fighting game. And I gotta say,
there's one.
It's an entire. I think it's good that I played this because I think it's an entire genre of fighting games. Is these like anime spectacle fighters, which My Hero. I think Dragon Ball Z fighting games like Karot falls into this as well.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, where it's very much more about like I've also played the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm games in my youth. I played that on the 360. That was more like a tag team game than a spectacle fighter. But like playing through this game, I'm very much like, this game is not about the fighting, it's about the feeling of being somewhere cool. I feel like that's what that's the idea of like a spectacle. I was like, oh my god, I am fucking All Might fighting All for One. All for One, the enemy, the big bad guy. And it's like, I can't believe I'm at this iconic moment and I get to live it out, right? Which I think is really cool. But like, I played this for about 40 minutes. I was just playing through because there's a story mode where you replay through like some of the iconic moments from the earlier seasons of My Hero Academia. Because this came out in like 2018, 2017, something like that, I want to say. So this is when like the show was kind of more fresh. And I played this game and I was like, is my controller broken? Because I was like, I feel like I'm playing with input delay in a single player game. Like this game doesn't feel like snappy and movement feels very floaty. Like in this game, you can like double jump in the air, and you can go up and fly, and you can charge into someone. You push them into a wall, and the entire wall blows up, and the camera focuses on the wall. It doesn't even care about your character. It's like, no, look how cool it is that you're blowing up this building.
Okay.
Also, another thing for me was this first game is only in Japanese, and I've watched every episode of My Hero Academia dubbed. So I was very much just like, oh, okay, I'm going to hear the Japanese dub for My Hero Academia. There is another game after this that is the second one, and it has a English dub, and apparently it's a lot better than this one. So I think I'm going to try and play a bit more of this, and if I really don't get on with it, I'll just skip straight to the second game, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to play them in reverse, right? If I play the second game and I like it, I don't want to go back to an inferior version of it, right? I should probably start here.
Yeah, that's always... Yeah.
I actually found one of the characters I liked the most was Ida. He's like the speedster character with like the engines. You don't really get to pick your like, you kind of just have the character that's in the scene in the story mode, like in other fighting games, right?
That'd be kind of cool, just like an alternative story, so you get to choose any character in any scene.
But Tony, the input delay feeling I got, I was like, is something wrong with my PC? Is my controller broken? So I literally loaded up Street Fighter 6 again to be like, okay, what's going on? And I played Street Fighter 6 and I was like, no, Street Fighter 6 is working fine. It's just this game like is making me feel this way. Like Street Fighter 6 is my new like litmus test for does a fighting game feel good to play? It's like when I would
What's the move?
What's the move? What? Sorry.
When you couldn't do because of the stick drift.
Oh, drive impact rush. Yeah. But
can you still do that?
Yeah, I can do. I can do drive impact rush on Street Fighter 6 with my Hall Effect controller.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? You know when I would play shitty VR demos and I'm like, is my VR headset broken? And I would load up Half-Life Alyx and I would be like, okay, no, Half-Life Alyx runs fine. This is my standardized test for if a VR demo is broken. My like test for is a fighting game feels awful to play. Just play Street Fighter 6 again and then be like, okay, no, this game's kind of dog.
Going back to something you know, I think,
I mean, they're very different. To be fair, they're very different games, and I'm glad I played this type of game because Street Fighter is a 2D fighter, or like Fatal Fury as well is more like a 2D fighter. I've played Smash Bros, which is an arena fight, which is like a platform fighter where you're trying to push people off the edge, and then this is more of your spectacle fighter. I think I just need to round this off and play Tekken. Which Tekken is like a 2.5 like 3D fighter where you can step in and out of the foreground, and then I'll have covered all my bases and played all the different kind of types of fighting games. Because like right now I'm just like, I love Street Fighter 6. Like literally after playing this, and I just went into practice range and I played a bit of Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, man, Street Fighter 6 is such a fucking good game. And I've just started playing a game of Street Fighter 6 a day again, just to be like, okay, I just kind of want to play a little bit more of Street Fighter 6, you know?
That makes sense.
Like I feel like I want to get better at that game again. It's so fun to play. I also played a little bit of the new Ukulele re-release, Ukulele in the Impossible Lair. After like 10 years, it's out again. Because I never played the original, but I heard bad things about it, even though I owned it. And then there was like an upgrade pack you could get for like, I think it was like £10 or something like that. Because they've remade it in Unreal Engine 5. But they made a lot of improvements by making it so you get like key moves earlier to make the game feel less sluggish to play early games, sort of thing. And I'm going to have to play more of this, Tony, to like figure out if it's something worth playing like more of. Like I've been playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 a lot actually recently again. Because I keep just like having scenarios where I'm like, oh, okay, I have my Switch on me. Let me load up some Mario Galaxy 2. And Mario Galaxy 2 is really fun as well. That's another 3D platform I've been playing recently. We also played a little bit of Minecraft, I think separately.
Oh, yeah.
We were playing on the Minecraft server.
Same world, but separately, yeah.
I built like a house in a cave, and I think you've done a lot more on it than me.
Hang on, I should have got this before. I've definitely put over for some reason, Minecraft goes into like playtime into days after you get over a day. I have no idea why, but I played over a day on that server, on the realm. Sorry. Yeah, I was having fun. Like I built a windmill. I've actually built a little like a strip mining hole. It's like kind of got a cell to the top of it. Like I'm kind of having fun doing that at the moment.
Yeah,
I do want to like expand and do some like wheat farms and like have some sort of like small church and stuff. I want to do.
Yeah, because I was going to build a Halloween. This is something I need to talk about before I forget, Tony. I was going to build a Halloween village and be like, okay, let's do Halloween stuff for the Halloween season. Yes. Basically, what happened was I got addicted to Hades 2, played nothing but Hades 2 because for the entirety of October, and I missed the entirety of Halloween basically. And I did watch the new Haunted Mansion film, and it was okay. I was expecting it to be like really awful. But there was a couple of scenes where I was like, actually, this character was pretty funny. I actually liked them. And I just they could have just cut this film down, and I think it would have been like a snappier, funnier film. I was expecting to hate it, but I actually thought it was okay, the new Haunted Mansion film. Okay. But yeah.
So whenever you're ready, to get back on Minecraft, I've got all your spooky carved pumpkins ready for you.
Oh, you sent me some images of you?
No, I can't. I don't. I've only got the one from ages ago. Or like a couple of weeks.
Anything I can put up
on the windmill. What the hell is it?
But I was gonna say, like last year, I did Halloween too early and I got burnt out by the end. Yeah. This year, I did Halloween too late and missed it. So I need to start in like the middle of Halloween at least and do some spooky game stuff.
I think maybe just do like one thing on like the start of October, like not like maybe don't like commit to it, just like get ready for it, sort of thing. Does that make sense? I don't know where my picture's gone.
We have a Minecraft channel, don't we? I think I can show a photo I took.
Did I post it? Yeah, but was I smart enough to post it there? No.
No, I can show the image that I was looking that I have. Copy link.
Oh, I haven't. I found one. I put it in the Minecraft channel.
So that's the level of my building, Tony. That's what I built.
Yeah.
Right, and then we get to see what Tony was building in the Minecraft world.
Because I'm really maybe get about.
I'm really bad at building, so I was just like, oh fuck it, I'll build a log cabin and just give it a go.
I'm really happy that I did design it in creative. But like I then built it in like properly in survival. I can't really take a picture of the other thing.
I like you can see like the windsock behind it as well in the screenshot.
Yeah, one thing I'm really happy with, I put some fake shading on. I've got like darker terracotta.
See, this is Tony's level. This is my level.
It was absolutely terrifying building the the roof was okay, but it's half terrifying. Absolutely terrifying building the sails. Like, absolutely, I wouldn't recommend. But no, I'm very happy with it. Like I kind of want to build more actually. They just need to get the resources and just do it. I've got I'll get into statistics. I got 2.45 days on this world.
Right. I feel like I went on and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna build a bunch of stuff. I'm going to play this a lot. And then I was like addicted to Hades 2. I went and played Hades 2 again. I'm like, it's kind of more Minecraft. Maybe I don't need to play more Minecraft. I've played a lot of Minecraft in the past. So
it turns out like I think I've played. I think out of everyone I've played it the most.
Yeah, for sure.
It says Halo Andy's realm, like he owns it, right? So He moved his you know, you have like a foundation and a door on the Starter Island.
Right.
He moved to the new island I was on, and it's still just a foundation and a door and a bed. So I don't know if it's ever going to get finished. His house.
Well, the idea was like he bought like because with realms you can get like a free trial, and you can have a server for a month and see if you like it. And he was like, I'll just do the free trial. And then the month went past and he was like, I'll just pay for it. It's fine.
Well, yeah, I asked him, when does it, because like, we must be getting close to the time where the month is over. When does it reset? I was like, I will take the next talk. Like, I'll do the next 3 months. Like, we'll transfer this to save. It's like, no, it renewed yesterday. It's like, okay.
I've already been scammed by this recurring subscriptions.
We've been scammed. They got us. and that's how they get you. The first one's free.
Are you still playing on this? Are you still when your computer's not blowing up?
Yeah. So oddly, when I was trying to test with one RAM stick, Minecraft didn't cause it to crash. Like other stuff seemed to browser stuff seems to cause it to crash, which obviously Discord is a Chromium app, right? So like those tend to cause it to crash. And Minecraft never cause it to crash. I've been playing on that a little bit in between. I'm not trying to go what the hell's going on with my PC. So, but I've been digging basically. I've been trying to it's kind of like strip mining method where you just like start with a hole and just like go like vertically down. I'm trying to like find like a good building style plan. I think I've found one. I'm pretty happy with it. I've like made it like a interesting transition as like I want it in like the graveyard garden thing of the church. And kind of interesting. I'm looking forward. I'm also having fun like designing stuff. I'm trying to keep in mind that like try and keep things as small as possible because even like that one was kind of big, but it's like that's me trying to be small. If I go too big, I just have like quarter finished buildings. I just get burnt out and give up.
I'm so bad at finishing stuff on Minecraft.
Yeah, this is why I'm so happy with the windmill. Like it's finished, like it looks good. I think I do like the little flag windsurge at the top. It's hilarious. Like everyone's like, "What's the point of that?" It's like it's to indicate the wind.
It shows the wind direction.
Looks cool, right?
Yeah, I immediately picked up on it without you saying anything. So.
I also like I designed like the sails before. It's like I deliberately had it like an angle. It just makes it way more motion if it was just straight. I do like that.
So in terms of watching stuff before you go on to the anime season, which I do want to talk about for a bit.
Yes.
I have been watching. It just finished actually. The Celebrity Traitors, which is crazy.
Oh yes.
I've been watching the traitors for a long time, and it's been fairly popular. But like this Celebrity Traitor season was like super popular. It was one of the most popular things in the UK, and it was really fun to watch it.
The final.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I got to say, Alan Carr is one of the greatest players of all time. The greatest traitor player of all time, while also being one of the worst traitor players of all time. He would like murder people, and then he would be like, "I did it," laugh, eat some cheese, and then people would be like, "Oh, Alan, you're so silly. It couldn't be him." Which I was just like, it's so hilarious. I really enjoyed because you know a lot of the personalities. Because normally you have to meet people. So the first couple of episodes are kind of boring because like, okay, there's a bunch of people. Some of them are going to die already, and I'm going to have to learn who these people are. But with the
everyone was a personality in the Celebrity Traitors, right?
The way they do it in the US is they almost immediately had them all be like reality TV star celebrities. So they already started with celebrities in the US version.
Do you know who they are?
Yeah, but in the UK version, it was always just random people. The first season of the US one was really confusing because they had half reality TV celebrities, half real people, and then everyone was like, "I'm trust this guy because I was in Big Brother with him, but I have no fucking idea who you are because you're a nurse." And it was just like, "Oh, okay." But like, yeah, I thought it was really fun to watch. I was watching it with a bunch of friends. I love it when you all have something that you're all engaged with together, like a communal experience. It's like everyone is talking about. Like I was talking about it with my friends. Like all of my family members were watching it, and we are just talking about like stuff that was going on in the show. Really cool to see. I really enjoyed it. And I'll be watching the non-celebrity one as well. I think the format of the celebrity one makes even less sense because they have no reason not to want to give money to charity. So, because in the normal traitors, if you don't survive until the end, you don't get a cut of the money because you need to survive and then win with whichever faction you are to get the money. And it's very individualistic because you want to be the person winning the money because you're a person and you're not a celebrity, so you don't have a lot of money, right? But in the celebrity one, they're like, "Oh, even if I die, the money goes to charity." Does it really matter?
Yeah, I just think it's more of a professional thing, right? It's like they're like, "This is your goal, do that." Okay, almost like acting.
Yeah,
ish. Acting, role play, I guess, maybe fair way to think of it.
But yeah, something I've been watching. I'll probably talk about later on the podcast, Tony. Is I've been watching Pluribus.
This
what? This is a Apple TV exclusive, Tony. And I know what you're saying. Okay. Who the fuck watches things Apple TV? Apple TV kind of sleeper makes insanely good shows, and no one watches them because no one has Apple TV. But
I think they make shit shows and good shows.
They just have really big budgets.
Yeah.
But what Apple TV did, they were like, "Hey, Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad, can you make a new TV show?" And he was like, "Yeah, bet." And it turns out it's one of the highest rated pilots of all time. So there's the first 2 episodes out of this, which I've watched. There's a 3rd episode that came out really late last night, early today, so I haven't watched it yet because I was busy today.
So what's the premise?
Yeah, so I don't know how much spoilers because I went into it completely blind. I was like, I have no idea what the show is about, but I can tell you the basic premise of this.
Yeah. Just the basic one first, maybe.
Because Vince Gilligan shows are usually really grounded. It's like this is about like what would happen if a chemistry teacher became a drug dealer and the gangs and all the implications of everything. And this has this real like grounded feeling of like real people in it's in Albuquerque, New Mexico, classic. And also Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul is the main character in this. I can't remember the actress's name, but she's fantastic in Better Call Saul, and she's fantastic in this. Rhea Seehorn is in this, and she is great. But the main premise is, Tony, this is a sci-fi show.
What?
Yeah, I would say this is a sci-fi show. It's like a sci-fi drama. Basically, it starts off, there's these giant satellite dishes scanning the sky, and they find a signal that was repeated every 72 seconds. It's not interference. There is somebody out there in the stars sending a signal. And they're trying to figure out what the hell this signal is all about. And they're basically like, what is this? And they're like, wait, it's a genome sequence. It's like they're transmitting a DNA sequence, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know all the science stuff. But basically, they start testing it on rats, and they have these like hazmat suits on, and they're like, hey, what does this do? We're going to put this genome sequence into rats. And one of the lab technicians basically is like, this rat's dead. I can't feel its heartbeat. Let me take off my gloves. It gets bitten. The genome sequence goes into this human, and this is when all the trouble starts. Do you want me to go any further than this, Tony? You want me to explain what else is happening in this show?
Sounds kind of weird.
It's got something to do with a sci-fi virus, is why.
So like Resident Evil, then?
No, it's much more sci-fi. It's not zombie. Yeah. It's not zombies.
Yeah, sure.
But
can I just say, I understand it's a premise for like setting it up. Is like we would simulate and like try to understand what the genome did before injecting it into rats.
I think they just didn't really understand what it did because it was so advanced, I guess, because from space.
Yeah, okay, in that case, then it'd be mothballed for like 50 years and slowly figure what the hell is going on.
Tony, you got to remember, it's taking part in the US. It's US scientists doing this. So.
The private
ball to the wall, just go crazy.
Yeah.
But basically, the premise is, Kim Wexler, as I'm just going to call her because she's Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul. She basically she's a really good author, but she is known for writing these pirate smut books for women that are just like absolute trash. And she's like, I hate my life. Everyone just keeps asking me about these dogshit books when I just write a real book. And this viral outbreak happens, and she is basically immune to it. And that's kind of the main setup of the story. Is everybody else is affected by this thing, and she's not. And I could go more into it, Tony, but it's really interesting. And I'd highly recommend watching this show so far. It's really good. It's like
that sounds interesting.
It is weird going back to because I've been watching anime exclusively pretty much for the past year almost. And it's like, I want to put an episode of something on. It's 20 minutes, and I'm just like, wait a minute, an episode of this is like an hour long. I have to be locked in. Okay. But even then, watching it,
Thrones length.
I'm like, the thing I loved about Better Call Saul is it was so slow burn. it would be like an hour-long episode, minimal dialogue, just great shots of scenes, and I would be like, hell yeah, give me more nothing. I love the nothing. Just let the camera sit and just let it stew, and it's great. I fucking love that show. But yeah, really enjoying this, and I'm definitely going to be watching more of it. I think it's really good.
My
tagline for this was Kim Wexler is pissed off the show. That is my tagline for this. Should we move on to some anime stuff?
Yeah.
Because basically I spoke about like a billion shows, Tony, and then I was like, actually, there's some really big shows I haven't watched yet because I'm waiting for the English dub of them. So I have watched 2 of the big hitters. I've watched Spy X Family Season 3 and My Hero Academia, the final season, Tony, which is kind of sad for me because I've been a big fan of this show. So this is...
it's always someone think good shows then.
Let's talk about Spy X Family. Immediately I wrote down I love Your Forger. That was my first thought when I was watching this show. Cloverworks and animating beautiful women. Name a more iconic duo. That's all I've got to say. Cloverworks has just become one of my favorite studios at this point. I absolutely love the stuff they put out. But the thing I find really interesting about this show, Tony, is like this show is like a... Do you know the basic premise of Spy X Family, or do you need me to explain that quickly?
Wasn't the one that's like they were?
It's set. It's basically
spies and they're proud of family?
It's set in like the Cold War. It's set in the Cold War in East and West Germany, where there was basically like this massive rise of espionage, and there's basically Lloyd as a spy, and he has to get a family in order to enroll one of them in Eton College, which is this private school, in order to get close to this really recluse guy, basically to save the world. So he goes and he adopts a child, which is Anya. What he doesn't know, he was like, I'm looking for a really smart child. And he asks her a bunch of really hard questions. She's like, oh, the answer's this, the answer's this. And she's like, oh my God, this girl's really smart. What he doesn't know is that Anya is a mind reader and she's reading all of the answers he's giving her. So she's actually really dumb, but she's just able to read minds. Okay. And he's like, okay, I have a daughter now, I've adopted her. He then goes to find a wife and he meets this woman at the clothes store, and she's like, oh, I actually need you to pretend to be my boyfriend because I said I had a boyfriend for this work event. And she needs a cover story because he's a spy. The girl is a psychic, but the woman is an assassin. So she kills people. Right. And she doesn't want to be suspect that other people know that she's an assassin. So she gets into this fake relationship with Lloyd. And he tells everyone she's going to be, oh, this is my boyfriend. But then he goes there and he forgets the plan. He's like, I need a wife. So he says, yeah, this is my wife. So they have to pretend to be married and have a kid. And they're like, oh, okay, Anya is Lloyd's daughter from another marriage, sort of thing. And it's this really like fun like comedy show, but a little bit of I wish there was more romance with Your Forger, but it's basically this comedy show where everyone is trying to hide their secret identity while doing wacky stuff around this school, right? And while trying to hide the fact that they're assassins and spies and stuff. Spy X Family, can't recommend it enough. I'd recommend it to you. Great show to watch.
Yeah. I've actually written this one down. It's on my list.
The really interesting about season 3 is every season so far it's been like, oh, this show's so fun and so goofy. Season 3 is like Anya gets a Tonitrus bolt, which is basically like the way they punish the kids when they do bad at school, which sends Lloyd into like a coma, and he starts getting like PTS flashbacks to a really fucking dark origin story for like several episodes. And I'm just like, my goofy comedy show has turned into a harrowing war trauma story about like why Lloyd became a spy. And I'm like, oh God, like it's like these kids are getting blown up, and I'm just like, what the hell is happening here? But yeah, it's great. You get to see, like, seeing Twilight's backstory is really cool because you get to experience the character, and it's like, how did they get to this point, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
I do also backstory stuff. Like once you like a character or know a character, like, then you get more about them, their backstory. I think that is good.
The ED listening to her, I'm immediately like, that's Yosabi. I know Yosabi when I hear her. They have, again, it's listed as the singer from Yosabi. Is her named Lisa? or something like that. But yeah, she's on the great ED. Then let's move on to My Hero Academia. I wrote down, I love this show. Watching My Hero Academia, Tony, was reminding me of watching Naruto as a kid. Like when you get to see like these epics, like when you get to see like Guy Might fighting Madara, and I'm starting to tear up, and I'm watching like All Might fighting Armored All Might fighting All For One, and he's using his students' moves, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so like, it's like, I understand it's shonen trash, but it's like after you watch like hundreds of episodes of this and you connect with the characters, it's so like it feels so personal, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like I think it's beautiful in a way, like because I can't explain why and what is happening without ruining some of the story, but just know that I fucking love All Might. What a great character. And it's it's the final season, so everyone is going to be sending like death flags constantly, basically, right? If it's the final season, so you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be seeing these characters again, right? But I was like, man, what? Tony, Bones, what is going on with the animation of this show? It's so fucking good. Like Bones, like I've been watching Gachakuto's continued on this season, which is also Bones. The amount of effort they put into animating this show is absolutely insane. It's so good. I cannot recommend My Hero Academia enough. Also, I love that. Have you ever seen the meme of the hydrogen bomb versus the coughing baby? We're literally getting this in anime form, and I won't explain the context, but we're literally, if you know, you know, we are getting this meme, hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. I can't believe we're getting this. Who would win? Who would win in this fight? Hydrogen bomb or a coughing baby?
I don't understand the meme at all.
Yeah. I guess the meme is that like obviously a hydrogen bomb would beat a coughing baby.
Yeah, is that the thing? It's like isn't obvious. It's just it's a ridiculous comparison, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like framed as it could be.
There's a lot of like battle shonen trash out there, but My Hero Academia is a show that is worth your time 100%. This show is great. I've also been watching Ganglion. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ganglion. This is I couldn't watch this for a long time because this was only on Japanese TV with Japanese acting. There was no subtitles. I had to find like a version of this online with like I think fan translated subtitles. But essentially, because I've been wanting to watch this for a reason, it's kind of like the opposite side of Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. You know, like in Power Rangers, you have like the big bad guy with the goons, as I'm going to call them, as that word's been co-opted into something else. The henchmen, I guess I could say.
No, goons is fine. I think gooning as a verb is different.
But eventually, it's essentially like it follows the life of a henchman to an evil villain and what his life is like outside of that sort of stuff. Like he just goes to work every day and he comes home and he sees his wife and he's like, "Fucking Hope, man. We were trying to turn all the air into insect venom and he just fucking blew up our giant robot again. Fuck Hope, man. I hate that guy." The only thing I don't like about this is every episode. Okay, I kind of like it because I watch a lot of fucking anime. Every episode of this is 3 minutes long, and it feels like they took like a 20-minute OVA episode and they just cut it up into 3-minute chunks to be like, this is a season of anime. Where I think like you would probably get a better viewing experience out of this just by having all those chunks stitched together and just watch it as like a one OVA episode sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because like literally the first episode of this, it just ends mid-sentence. It's just like, and it's just like, okay. And it plays like the ED and it goes on to the next episode. But I like that they mostly don't ever show what happens. You just get to see the ridiculous aftermath of everyone getting up and going have you got your compensation pay? Don't forget to take your bento box home. I'll see you guys next week. We're going to be trying to blow up the Peace Tower. I'll see you guys next week. It's just like, okay. I like this show, but I feel like there's not many people watching it because obviously it's hard to watch right now. And I think, the way it's cut down into these 3-minute episodes is not ideal. Then also we're kind of halfway through the season now, Tony. So we have been. I've seen like I have a kind of a strong impression of a lot of the stuff I've been watching. Next up, I have Little Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right. And this is not an ecchi. I just want to get that out of the way. She's a vampire and she's trying to suck blood. She's trying to suck blood. Okay?
Why isn't it though? That's my question.
Okay. This is a rom-com comedy show, basically.
Yeah. I have my second guess.
Essentially, what happens is she is this unique transfer student. So the deep lore of why there's a vampire at a random Japanese high school is there's a deity like warden who protects, like shrine warden who protects over the village that this high school is set in, and it basically brings peace to all the yokai and random supernatural creatures so they can live in harmony together with the humans.
Oh, okay.
And so there's other creatures that live at the school as well. They don't really go. There's like cyborgs and stuff.
Things.
Yokai stuff, and
yeah.
There's a woman who has like insane eyesight and stuff like that. Like she has like beast eyes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I don't really know what's going on there. But we mostly just focus on our vampire character. And she has this really cool demeanor, and everyone's like, she's so unapproachable. She has this really cool aura about her. And she's like, she plays like this stereotypical vampire, and she's basically breaking down. She's like, oh my god, I'm so fucking hungry. And I think our main character, Otari, notices she's always eating food, and she's always eating food because she's permanently hungry because she can't like suck blood properly. And he basically says, hey, do you want to practice by trying to bite my arm? So they basically form this connection where she practices getting good at sucking humans' blood by biting his arm, and then that leads them to becoming friends. But when she bites blood of a person, she turns into a chibi character, like a little chibi vampire. What? And I thought, oh, this is happening inside the characters' heads because she looks so cute when she's biting the arm. But no, like we've established at this point, she is physically turning into this like little chibi vampire that's going, yeah, and everyone's like, she's so cute. I feel like I'm her mama because I'm feeding her, blood from my arm. I like the show. It's Joe Trash. This is Joe Trash.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
The problem I have is like I've not been doing this for the last couple of years, but I just want to start doing it again. It's like for the longest time, like I was just like trying to like either watch games because I didn't want to play them, but like try and watch media with like vampire stuff in. There's a lot of trash vampire stuff.
There's a lot of vampire anime.
But I like doing it because there's almost okay, but one exception. There's almost something that's like an idea that they have for vampires. Like, oh, that's interesting. But somehow I'll go through a lot of trash to get just that. So I might do it again. I might have burnt myself out. But I might go back to try and do that. There's some more vampire stuff out there.
Well, you have all the that's zombies. I was gonna say the Resident Evil films you got recently, but that's zombie stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. That I got to watch in October. I only watched fucking one of them, so I kind of failed on that. But
you also skipped Halloween like me, accidentally.
Yeah.
Next show.
I did my cake, but I did Halloween like cake wise. I think.
Oh yeah, your Halloween cake looks sick this year. The little ghost one.
Yeah. It's an absolute pain to like drape it though. Like it took 2 attempts.
Next I've been watching
that complex. Anyway,
Shibaki. I don't know how you pronounce this. It's basically like Edo period Japan, and it's a yokai murder mystery. There's a young master who's in really poor health. His grandpa prays to a yokai to have these demons protect him. It's sort of more like a period piece, I'd say it's much more slower paced show than a lot of stuff we've seen this season. I don't know why this has such a low rating. I actually think I like this so far. Maybe it's just like there's not enough hype, or it's a bit too slow for people. Apparently it's based on a very popular novel series with a radio show. This is like an old Japanese story. But so far I've been enjoying this. I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything particularly offensive about it, and I'm going to keep watching it. I've watched like 6 episodes. I think it's interesting. Next up we have Gnosia. Okay. Among Us. talk equals vote will never not be funny to me. Okay, so we have our character, what's his name? Yuri? Yeah, Yuri. And he wakes up from cryogenic freezing with no memories. He's on a ship. He has no idea what's going on. And they're in the middle of nowhere trying to get back to Earth. And they're basically like, hey, we need you to vote. And he's like, why do I need to vote? Vote on what? You need to vote who to put into cryogenic freezing, because on this ship, there is somebody who is not human. One person here has been infected by an AI virus that turns them into this robot thing that wants to kill people and survive. Basically, its core directive is to survive and eliminate any human threats. So basically, one of them is the imposter. So they have to vote out who they think it is. He votes for people. Turns out some of the people he votes for are not the Gnosian. The ship design actually kind of reminded me of DS9 a bit. I was actually kind of liking the sci-fi ship stuff. I was like, the character designs and the ship stuff was the stuff I was really enjoying with this show. But I was like, I don't know how many spoilers you want me to go into, like, because I feel like even going past the first episode could be a little spoilery. But I'll kind of get into the idea of the show, I guess. I'll give you some light spoilers.
Yeah. Start with the. I feel like I don't care about it, but maybe we should put a spoiler tag in.
Sure, go ahead. But basically, what happens is, they vote through all these people. They don't get the Gnosian. For some reason, they need to warp as well. Every now and then, they do a vote and then they do a warp where they have to move the ship. And during the warp, everybody has to strap in and nobody can move. But the imposter can move around at unnatural speeds, and they will always murder somebody during this time. Which I was very much like
warping through Warhammer warp. What's going on?
It's basically like this interdimensional warp thing. So just to get this out of the way now. It's based on. I learned this is based on a visual novel game on Steam, because I was very much like this feels like bullshit game mechanics, and it is like, oh, okay, this is bullshit game mechanics. But yeah, basically, someone gets killed. Basically, he gets to the end. He's about to basically lose, and the woman Setsuo comes up to him and is like, "Hey, I can give you something that will help you." And she gives him this AI. She gives him this like device that basically allows him to sends him into a time loop, and then he basically warps back to the same day again. And he's like, so again, this is episode 2. I could go into more spoilers here, Tony. I don't think you're going to watch this show. I'm going to keep talking.
No, yeah, let's continue. I think
basically what happens is he's like, okay, I know who the imposters are. I'm going to vote out this guy. You're the imposter. Turns out, Tony, the universe is not deterministic. The imposter changes. Then the next episode, he wakes up after failing. Guess what? The people of the crew of the ship are not deterministic. So everything he's learned about these people, he has to then reapply. And it's basically, the show is this ever-evolving like ship where he has to keep gaining knowledge on his crewmates that he's had, but also learn about new people and try and figure out how to get it. And eventually he wins, and he's like, yes, I've broken the time loop. And then he wakes up again, and he's like, shit. And he's like, how do I get out of this time loop? And he's like, the device on his hand that's been embedded him just wants to learn about knowledge. And by learning about new characters, he can break the time loop. And I guess the idea is that if he learns enough knowledge, he'll be able to get rid of the Gnosians, not allow them to walk back to Earth with him, and then break the time loop. I guess that's the idea of the show. I also love that Rakio, you know, say her name. She's basically like this alien who is from an advanced life form. She's like, I'm so much smarter than everyone. And every meeting that they're in, she immediately takes over and just starts speaking. It's like, we should vote out this guy. You're sus. Obviously, I'm a much higher being than you. I'm going to vote for you. And everyone immediately votes her out because she talks. And I'm like, I feel like I'm playing Among Us again. Talk equals vote. And it's never not funny to me that she's always like immediately voted out for talking. Yeah, Tony, I've written down a bunch of plot holes that I've discovered watching this show. Why do they have to warp? It seems like a game mechanic, not explained in the show. Why doesn't the ship just self-destruct? Why do we have to go through this voting They say because they are survivors of they are the like survivors of some event that's happened that the ship has decided that it won't just blow them up to save the human race. I think a computer would decide to just kill a bunch of humans to save the entire human race. But okay, why can't they detect the Gnosians? They know that there's Gnosians on the ship, but they can't detect who is a Gnosian. Why not? Because there's certain episodes, Tony, where there's several Gnosians on the ship, and they know that there's 2 Gnosians, but they don't know who the Gnosians are. How can they get to detect there's 2 Gnosians? Why don't they know who the Gnosians are?
But maybe it's like I can't actually think of like a real one, but maybe it's like, because even with this, like what I'm about to say, like you could then detect it, but it's like maybe like they have a detection system and it's like, okay, there's elevated radiation, but we can't like
the way the game mechanic of the thing works is when you put something into cryogenic freezing, there's a light that comes on, and if it turns red, there's still a Gnosian on the ship. If it turns green, there's no more Gnosians on the ship. That's how it works.
Why can't everyone just go into cryogenics?
There's another great question. Also, Tony, if you put someone into cryogenic freezing and they're not a Gnosian, couldn't you just wake them up? Why do we have to? Why can't we re-wake people from cryogenic freezing?
It's not like you're killing them.
Because when you freeze somebody, you know if they're Gnosian or not.
Yeah.
Also, they do spacewalks in the show, and the ship can detect that there's Gnosians on board. Why don't you have people individually go onto spacewalks and scan when they're not on the ship?
Yeah,
because then you would know exactly who the Gnosian would.
Yeah, prove that you're a human. Go on.
Because they then have like more like Among Us video game mechanics, where they have like a role called the engineer, where randomly once per day they can scan somebody during the warp to see if they're a Gnosian or not.
Once per day.
And they also introduced like the doctor who can scan people in deep sleep to see if they're a Gnosian. It's just like, this seems like dumb video game logic, and every discussion thread I go onto this, it's people like, this is so deep. And I'm like, I feel like everyone who's commented on the discussion thread has played the visual novel on Steam and is like, yeah, this is so cool. But I'm watching this as someone who's never played the visual novel, and I'm just watching this in anime, and I'm like, this has so many fucking plot holes in it, and it seems so stupid if you just look at the video game logic that this
plot
anime
contrivance video game logic. Yeah, that's awful. I would say the first one. I assume it isn't explained, but it just makes me think of this. In Battlestar Galactica, they have like jump drives, effectively.
Yeah.
Kind of like, but they have to move about because sometimes they get spotted and they have to then suddenly like jump to a new location and then scan again.
Yeah, so I think I read somebody who played the game. They said in the game you have to warp in order to keep the drive from being faulty. You have to keep it warm or something like that. You know.
What? We'll just keep it idle.
I think there's some mechanic where the ship's failing and they have to keep warping for some reason.
That's still so dumb. It should be a threat thing. That Battlestar Galactica had it right. Make it a threat. We have to keep warping, others will be found.
But yeah, I'm probably going to keep watching Gnosian. I'm not sure how many episodes. I feel like people are saying there might be like 20 episodes of this, and I'm like, I don't know if I can watch 20 episodes of this. But I'm still.
Need to see the ships of this show then.
Watch the trailer. I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Does that work? I just copied the. Maybe I can watch the trailer with no sound.
What is this link?
I just copied the My Anime List link. Does this work?
Oh! Yeah. So that's a real YouTube. That's a real one.
But if you just skip through this trailer, you'll see like the ship design and the sci-fi characters.
Well, also the outfits are kind of wild as well, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I innately trust GQ. Also, it seems like in this universe, like, we're so far in the future, like, gender doesn't really matter at all as well. It's very much like...
Yeah.
People don't...
Anyone can be anyone.
Yeah.
Which
I thought was interesting.
I genuinely think that's going to happen with us, right? It's like, as become more technologically family-based and giving birth, right? It won't matter.
Because I was like... I can tell the gender of the main character, but then like one of the female presenting characters was like hitting on them, and they were like, maybe they're not even into that sort of thing. And there's characters that are not female presented. I don't know. This is not my topic of expertise, but I was like, that's interesting.
I random tangent interesting tidbit. Apparently, we have the scientific know-how to have to turn stem cells into an egg, even if it's from a male.
Interesting. I don't know what to do with that information.
What I'm just saying is that there's been a whole thing for like technologically, like two women can have a child without a man, but the man has to still have a woman. Apparently, that's not. Well, other than the fact that we still need a womb, right?
Well,
but you still have an artificial womb.
Tony, speaking of eggs, I've been watching a show about food. Yep. The style of Hiroshi Nahara's lunch. I thought this would be like a chill show about a dude going around eating food in Japan. Tony, turns out this is a chill show about a dude going around eating food in Japan. Who would have known? So if you don't know, there's a show called Crayon Shin-chan, which is like one of the longest running animated series in Japan. It's like a much beloved show. Like,
never heard of it.
Yeah, it's something you would only know about from like Japan sort of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But this is basically about Crayon Shin-chan's dad, animated in a completely different way. Like, Crayon Shin-chan has been running like concurrently since 1992. Like, they always put out a season of this, and they keep it going.
That's crazy.
But yeah, basically, it's about this guy's dad, and he's like a office worker, and he's just like every lunchtime, he's like, "Ooh, where should I go and eat today? What should I go to the ramen shop? Should I get some sushi? Should I, what should I try and eat here?"
He's a foodie.
Yeah. Also, this has real life food jump scares in it, where you're like, it shows you like what it. You know when you see food in anime, and then suddenly it's like, and here's what it looks like in real life, in the middle of like an animation. It's like, oh my god, real life food.
Live. Yeah, real life. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Like I like how they show like the food like in real life, and then when they finish with that segment of him eating there, they show like the plate's completely empty. Like somebody's eating it. There's actually this thing, I can't remember what it's called, but you know when you see food on like television, like Saturday Morning Kitchen, and somebody has food, and they show like, here's what we made earlier, and then you might not see that food again, it goes off somewhere. There's actually like a little piece of subtext that they put on Japanese media, and it's basically writes on the screen, the food was eaten by the staff later. Like, don't worry, we didn't waste the food that we're showing you right now. Somebody on the staff ate this. And I just love that concept.
Would it be in the UK, like, don't worry, we threw this away?
Yeah, don't worry, somebody threw this in the bin. They didn't recycle
it. Don't worry, it's fucking gone.
So this was another show, Tony, I had to watch, like, fan subs or / like probably honestly at this point AI subs, because it was another Japanese only TV show.
Machine translated.
Yeah, machine translated subtitles. But I've been enjoying it. There's a couple of times where I'm watching it with the AI subs, and it's saying like he's clearly saying like because he goes to a curry restaurant, and he's ordering curry, and he wants to order like a really hot curry to impress the girls that are there, and he's like, do you want hot to or very hot to? And I'm just like, as an English speaker, I can tell he's saying like spicy or very spicy. And the AI subtitles are just like spicy, spicy, spicy. And I'm like, no, he's saying different things, but you're not like translating the context of what he's saying. You're just translating the literal translation. That's what like actual subtitle readers do. And it's like, people will be misgendered by the subtitles. And I'm just like, no, I mean, I think that's supposed to be a man. I don't think that's
maybe they want to have a different one, but we don't have any indication of it.
But yeah, I think the most dangerous thing about this is I think Crayon Shin-chan's dad is an awesome dude. Like, I love the comedy of this. There's some great comedy in this, and oh no, am I starting to relate to middle-aged people? I think I've got to that point where I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it. Some of these things he's saying. But there's this whole, like, because I think Crayon Shin-chan dad's is like 35, and I gotta say, I'm getting there. He's only a few years older than me. But yeah, there's this great whole misunderstanding in the hamburger place where this girl thinks he's aggressively hitting on her, and he's just trying to go to the bathroom. And I was like, this is hilarious. Tony, I'm learning a dangerous amount about Okinawa. I'm learning about conveyor belt sushi. I'm learning dangerous amounts about ramen.
Oh, no.
I love this show. I think it's great. And I think it's a shame that nobody's able to watch it because it's only in Japanese and it's not on like a Crunchyroll, for example. And of course, like Crayon Shin-chan is not like a My Hero Academia or like a Solo Leveling where brilliant people are going to want to watch it. But this is a chill show, and I'm really enjoying it.
Most things are, only Japanese people will watch this. It's like, no, there's no export for this. We're not going to bother.
Yeah. And then...
Kind of a shame.
Also, finally, Tony, I have been watching I've been watching some other stuff, but it's on the dropped list. So I'll just go, hey, if I already talked about this, I've dropped it. I don't need to speak about it.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff I hadn't watched. So I'll just say, hey, here's the general premise. You might like this. I didn't like it. But this is an anthology series which came out called Fujimoto Tatsuki 17 to 26. So Fujimoto Tatsuki is the creator of the very popular show Chainsaw Man. He wrote the manga. He helped direct the show. I believe he's involved with the anime. He also wrote a really popular manga called Fire Punch, which has not been adapted to anime yet, but I know it's a very popular manga. And
soon.
Yeah, but it's basically an 8-show anthology, and it's called 17 to 26 because before he wrote these big like ongoing shows, he wrote these short little one-shot mangas about these stories, and he just takes them all. He got a bunch of like anime studios and was like, hey, can you animate this one story, and we'll have 8 episodes of these like one-shot stories I wrote, and we'll just write we'll just do like an anthology series. So every episode is its own little story. So I've watched the first 6 episodes of this. I was going to, because when I was going to talk about this the other day, Tony, I'd watched like 3, and I'm like, oh, I'll talk about the rest later, but I've actually watched a lot more now. My general impression is they're all love stories, aren't they? They're all kind of have a massive element of love to them, and that makes me go, I would love to see a rom-com made by Fujimoto Tatsuki. That would be really fucking interesting. So we have a couple of clucking chickens. We're still cooking in the schoolyard. Basically, this one is aliens have taken over Earth. They eat human beings, and there's a couple of human beings who are hiding in the schoolyard pretending to be chickens by wearing giant chicken helmets on their heads. And the aliens can't tell them apart from humans. So that's the story of that one. Satsaki Stopped a Bullet is a story about Satsuki stopping a bullet. I mean, I think he did it through the sheer will. That was an interesting one. Love is Blind might actually be my favorite one of the lot so far. Love is Blind is basically the high school president is trying to confess to the girl he loves, he's about to graduate, and he's trying to confess to his vice president on the student council, and basically the universe is constantly interrupting him and is trying to stop him from confessing. And if you've seen a rom-com, this is so fucking common, but the length it goes to be like, the entire universe is about to explode, and he's like, hang on a minute, I really need to say this thing to this woman before, you blow up the entire planet. It's more of a comedy vibe to it, but it's more of like a rom-com, and it's absolute cinema. I'm guessing you don't know much about like Fujimoto Tatsuki. I don't know if you know much about Chainsaw Man, but it's so weird to see something he's made with a happy ending. I'll just say that. Like, there's a happy ending on this one. I was like, oh, I would actually kind of like to see more of this stuff. Episode 4, Shikaku. It's a messed up girl who like tortures spiders. She's clearly got some, serial killer mental issues going on. She basically becomes an assassin and starts killing people, and she gets hired by this man who is like this top like mafia boss, and he's like, I want you to try and kill me. And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll take your money. She blows off his head and it grows back, and he's like, I'm a vampire, I can't die. I'm so bored, I want to die. And this woman falls in love with him because she's finally found somebody she can't kill. That's the story of Shikaku. Then we have Mermaid Rhapsody. I wrote This Mermaid Wants to Eat Me because it's very much like the show from this season, This Monster Wants to Eat Me. Boy falls in love with a mermaid, but it's Japanese mermaids. They're like these creatures that will fucking eat you and kill you. And Woke Up as a Girl Syndrome. This is a shorter one about body dysmorphia. It's about a boy who wakes up as a girl. And that's the story of it. So yeah, there's a quick overview. I think Love is Blind is probably my favorite one of the lot. Or maybe Mermaid Rhapsody I quite liked.
I was going to they're all 20 minutes, I assume, or are they longer?
No, so I think almost all of them have been about 20 minutes, apart from Woke Up as a Girl Syndrome, which was like 12 minutes. They're not like a standard length. I think it just goes until the story finishes, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, unlike Digimon, things actually happen in those 20 or less minutes.
Yeah, so I've dropped Let's Play. I think I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't think I like this. And then I watched the second episode and I was like, nah, I'm not watching this shit. My Awkward Senpai, a rom-com with characters that are a job. I just found it really boring. I didn't want to watch it anymore. May I ask you for one final thing? The woman who beats the shit out of people in like a fancy setting. I just wasn't finding it that interesting. And it was sort of being like, also, this could be an isekai. And I was like, nope, I'm not watching that. Chitsone in a Ramoon bottle. Oh my God. I've been wanting to drop this show for the longest time. But okay, I've been so done with this show, right? Chitsune in a Ramoon bottle. And I can't watch the show anymore. I was being told, hey, the first arc is really bad. It gets better after that, right? Because there's manga readers in there. And they're like, hey, the first 4 episodes, we're going to dedicate to this really cringe arc about fucking Chitos going and smashing this guy's wall down and being like, hey, you don't have to be an incel anymore. I'll fix you by making you dress better and being a better person. And then, like, in episode 4, oh my God, like, have you ever seen the meme, "It was me, Barry"? Hang on, let me send you this.
No, definitely not.
But basically, he's talking to these people, and he's like, yeah, that girl that you were interested in dating, that was actually me sending you those messages. It was me this whole time. I was the one who tricked you. But it's like, there's this meme from Flash. I think is his name the Anti-Flash or something. He was like, where he's basically like fucking with Barry. He's like, Barry, I went back in time at supersonic speed, and when you were with your first girlfriend, I jerked you off at supersonic speed, so it looked like you came at just the mere touch of a woman. It was me, Barry. It was me. Like, I love that meme. I think it's so funny. But that's essentially the vibe I was getting. I was just like, fuck this show. It's so bad. I'm not watching this anymore. Just because I remember watching The Dangers in My Heart, and I wanted to drop that show after like 2 episodes, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch one more. And The Dangers in My Heart became one of my favorite shows of all time, and I wouldn't have watched it if I dropped it after this couple of episodes. So there's always in the back of my mind, should I keep watching this dog shit show? And I'm not going to keep watching Chitsone in a Ramon bottle. I just can't do it. It's just so bad. And also, Tony, apparently, so I was looking, the next episode after that I watched, apparently it's been delayed for an entire month. There was massive production issues going on with this show. And apparently it took 2 years of delays to even get to the point where the show was even coming out. So something fucked up is going on behind the scenes with this show. So I'm out.
You're for that reason, you're out.
Past the monster meat, my lady. This lady who likes to eat monster meats meets her match in the Bloody Duke. Everyone's terrified of her because they're like, why the hell would you eat these awful creatures? And she's like, I like the taste. And basically she's like, my country was starving because we couldn't eat anything, so we developed ways of removing the poison from these monsters and started eating them. And everyone's like terrified of her because of her ways, but everyone's terrified of the Bloody Duke. And basically their freak matches each other's freak. They basically get together. I just think it's kind of boring. It's an interesting story, like set up, but I was just like, I watched like 4 episodes of this, and I was like, it's not for me. It's just kind of boring.
They sound like 2 interesting characters in a show with other main characters.
Yeah. Then Touring After the Apocalypse, I watched 2 episodes of this. It's cute anime girls driving around a motorbike after everything's blown up. It's a slice of life show. Slice of life shows are always really hit or miss for me, and this was a miss. I just wasn't really interested in this. And then again, another comedy slice of life show about a bunch of manga artists who all run this indie manga studio, and it's like they're all girls for some reason. And not for me. Not for me. I was very much like, is this Yuri bait? And I was like, this very much seems like Yuri bait, if you know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. I have to ask.
That's one of the ones I do know.
But yeah, because we're halfway through the season, Tony, I thought I would make a quick tier list to be like, this is where I think anime is right now, in terms of like where I rank it.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, My Hero and Spy X Family up here. So if you want to watch good stuff, highly recommend Hero Academia, Spy X Family. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, Sander, Gachakuta, Yano-kun, Ordinary Days, and I honestly want to put One Dance at peak, but I can't because it's a show about dancing, and the 3D dancing animation is so fucking bad. Tony, have I showed you the 3D dancing animation?
Oh, yeah.
I have sent this to you.
Sure, but
okay. I will admit, because it's so jarring seeing it for the first time, where you're just like, it's a 2D animation, and then it goes to like a fucking, I don't know how to it's not even like source filmmaker quality. It's like a Genshin Impact cutscene. It's like, it feels very much like a shitty video game.
It looks like a mod. Yeah, like someone modded it using the tools really badly because they couldn't use like proper tools.
So I got to say, like, because some of the later episodes they've been showing some of the male characters dancing, and I think a large part of why it looks so bad is the hair just flailing around like crazy.
Yeah.
And also, because there's been like a big dance scene that's just happened, and they've shown them all dancing on stage, and they've been changing the lighting around. It seems like they've been actively editing the later episodes to be like, okay, people are not liking the 3D animation. It looks a lot better. But I think this is one of the best shows of the season, and it's Tony. This show is genuinely in like everything. It's generally really good.
If everything else is really good, like why not rate it? Like, yeah, this is like that bad thing about it, but if it's everything else is great, why not?
I think it's great. I want to be in peak, but it can't because like.
But why?
I think it's too.
Why is that? Is that really that vital?
Because like I remember I'm watching the show and I'm like, man, the voice acting's great, the music's great, the relationships, the characters are great. Like I love Wanda.
Yeah.
Wanda's great character. And like I think it's like this dance sports anime has probably the best romance of this year in it. I'm just like, this is such a wholesome romance thing going on. I'm just like, this is great.
Yeah.
But then the dance scenes comes on and I just burst out laughing and I just completely forget what like it's that level of jarring is the issue.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning.
Yeah. I understand, but I think I would still put an essay with that. I just like ignore the bad part.
I mean, it's genuinely one of my favorite shows of the season, for sure. Like 6 episodes in. But yeah. Tony, I will no longer...
Put an essay with like a massive asterisk. Yeah. It's...
Ooh. How do I add like a... Let's call it like... Peak if they replaced all the 3D scenes.
It's just almost peak.
Peak if they replaced every 3D scene in it with 2D rotoscoped animation.
Okay, that is what I was gonna ask actually. Like I've seen like I guess it's like earlier like 90s like 2000s anime, but like I've seen like clips of like anime with dance 2D anime with dancing in. Like
there's really good 2D anime. It's because do you know how fucking hard and expensive that is?
Is it harder? There's more movement and motion. Is that harder? Okay.
Yes, it's really hard to do movement in anime, which is why I understand why they wanted to do 3D, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Maybe they need to find a better way to do it that looks better.
That's why Tony, that's why when I say like, oh my god, the animation in My Hero Academia looks so good because they're constantly moving and there's so much detail in all the movement and animation that's like that's why it looks so like My Dress Up Darling, like a single episode of that it's a fucking rom-com anime, and the way the characters like bodies move and they're animated and the way that their expressions show has more animations than entire seasons of anime. Like it's that stark difference can like make or break a show.
Well, I hope if they can find a way to do 3D better, then that'd be great.
I would love if they like say for the Blu-ray release of this, they were like, "Hey, we're going to redo all the scenes," but I don't think they. It sounds giga expensive, and I think
if they made money from people watching,
if this was really popular still, despite the 3D scenes, I could see them doing it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, understandable.
Tony,
I kind of wish there was. I don't know, like. It's a way to do it easier. I don't know.
Tony, I think that's pretty much everything from this season that's come out now. So I think you're safe for another podcast.
You say that, but there's always more. That's the real horror.
There will be more. There will be more.
Yeah, that's the real horror.
Let's talk about some announcements. I know there's some big Steam news which we're going to be talking about in a bit. But let's do some quick ones. Vampire Survivors had a bunch of announcements. They announced that Vampire Survivors will be getting online co-op. Oh, I don't have the sound mute for that. Which is really cool. So Vampire Survivors has had local co-op for a long time.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, which has been pretty cool. But I was always like, I'd probably never plug in my Steam Deck into a screen and play that locally. But I think online makes a lot more sense for me. But I love Vampire Survivors. I think it's a sick game. So I'd be interested to play with this with a couple of friends. Also, Tony, so it's like two of my addictions have come together. They've done a crossover with Balatro, where you now have Balatro characters in Vampire Survivors. And I love, like, you're running around and it's sending, like, giant E numbers floating and multipliers of, like, E numbers, like in Balatro. Fucking sending them all over the screen, like cards and shit. And I'm like, I can't see a thing that's happening in this game, and I absolutely am so ready for it. The gross Michael, you'll love to see it. And then also another big announcement, Tony, was they're remastering Halo 1. We're getting Halo Combat Evolved. We got a 30-minute gameplay trailer for the Silent Cartographer.
I did see a bit of this.
So they're remaking Halo 1. My hot take, Tony, again, Halo 1 is my one of my least favorite Halo games for sure.
Yeah.
I can't say it's my least favorite because I've played Halo 4, but like it's not one of my favorite Halo games. So my initial impressions on this,
finish Halo.
I like the vision they're going for. I feel like this is what it would kind of look like if they had made Halo 1 today. This is kind of the art direction they were going towards. It's a more modern twist on it. Yeah. My only issue is
I saw something unifying it. With
I understand this is a pre-release build, like work in progress, but it feels very rough. Like you can see like the artifacting. It feels very. We know they're running an Unreal Engine 5. It feels very Unreal Engine 5. There's literally stutters in the trailer. There's like there's glitchy particle effects. It's like, oh, it looks a little rough. I don't know if this is how you want to show it off.
Is it confirmed Unreal?
Yeah, we know that Halo Studios is working in Unreal Engine 5 now. They've said they are.
My concern is that it's really hard to solve these underlying engine problems, which are only really epic and solve.
The idea is that, I don't know if you know how Halo Studios works, but basically the way Microsoft works, they pretty much hire a bunch of QA people. They then learn how to build in like the Halo engine, and then they fire all of their QA people and get a bunch of new people. Like Microsoft's turnover is insane. So for the longest time, the people who made like Halo 4 had never touched Halo 5 for the longest part because they just kept putting people in, and they had their own like proprietary engine that nobody else knew how to work with. So I guess the idea, which is that, if we just build an Unreal Engine 5, we can bring in anyone. Everyone knows Unreal Engine 5.
Sure. I don't have a problem with that. I just feel like there's just so many underlying issues with Unreal.
Did you hear about the Rockstar stuff? Oh, GTA 6 has been delayed again, by the way.
No, I saw stuff happen. I did not look into it.
So GTA 6 got delayed again. Yeah. And we'll just show it over this Halo footage. And they fired
GTA 6 things, by the way.
They fired 40 employees, Tony.
Right.
And it turns out, and they basically immediately fired them. They said, gross misconduct, you're gone. They immediately escorted out the building. They're gone.
What is it? 40?
40 employees, because they were allegedly leaking information or talking to people outside the studio, right? These 40 people had been talking to the outlet People Make Games about doing a documentary because they were just about to cross the 10% threshold for a union at Rockstar Games. They fired 40 union members for organizing a union. And it's so
that's the union busting.
Normally, when this happens in Mickey Mouse Land, you're like, okay, unions aren't real in the US. Rockstar is based in Dundee, I believe, Scotland.
Yes.
The UK has quite strong union laws. They're already
anti-union busting laws are quite strong.
So we're gonna have to see how well this goes for, like, because I watched. They did a documentary on People Make Games. So they went and interviewed the protesters, and they were basically saying like they think the reason they fired them now is because in 2026 the UK is getting even stronger union laws that are coming in next year.
There have been attempts. I think what happens, like, I don't know the specifics. Like, I've seen people like kind of vague talk about it. It's like I think more companies were kind of winning cases, or like almost like kind of becoming more like American. And it's like, oh, and then lawmakers are like, no, that's not right. This like we need more powers to help the workers. So I assume that's why it's getting stricter.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. There's also I think there's a Steam page up for the Halo thing as well. Just load that quickly.
But yeah, I just don't understand this like. Like I understand like any organization, like any like group of people can like get to power. No, I know to power is the wrong word, but like can like not do what it's supposed to do. I'll say that. But I don't understand why so many people are like so anti-union. It's like just be anti-bad union, not anti-union. Like I don't understand
I think it's
the problem.
Two companies that desperately need unions: Microsoft and Rockstar. Two huge entities. Also, one thing I should mention before we move on, Tony. The new Halo remaster, they're adding 3 new missions to the original Halo, which I'm all for because like most of Halo's missions are just the same mission but backwards.
Yeah, we need more variation, like with like level changes and like mini. I don't know what you call it, like mini like goal or targets and goals like, in like amongst the level as well.
But yeah, also they're going to add like 4-player co-op for the first time because Halo 2 famously is only 2-player, and I think at this point Halo is a 4-player co-op game.
I'm not. I think I want to play this just for the visuals alone. Like I'm kind of I'm playing lore only mode, you know. So I still haven't completed Halo 2 from like 2 years ago. I need to continue with that actually. Get to Halo 3 next, I guess, and then Reach.
Play with Halo Andy.
Oh, ODST and then Reach. Or when is ODST?
In the timeline, it's
when it was released. When the games were released.
Are you talking chronologically or when it was released? It came out after Halo 3.
Yeah, so ODST and then Reach then.
Yeah, in terms of release, yes, I believe.
Yeah, that's the order I was playing.
Because the way I played them was in the order they came out, which they did chronologically. So it goes like Reach 1, 2, ODST 3, 4 is the order they did it in, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it like that. I really wanted to do it when the game's released.
Well, Tony, when you play ODST, prepare for a sick jazz soundtrack and a re-release of the Firefly cast as the characters.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, we talked about that on a very old podcast.
Have you seen the new Steam personalized calendar? I thought this is a really cool thing because I'm somebody who always checks like the online Steam DB calendar for games that are coming out. But I thought it was cool that
I've not seen anything about this.
They have
the old one, I haven't seen the new one.
I can send you the link and you can have a look at your personalized calendar. But it has all your telemetry data, and it's like, hey, you like these games. You've wishlisted these games. We think you'd be interested in these games. Because like when I look at the Steam DB calendar, it's like I have to like scroll past like 50 like hentai games, and I'm just like, okay, I don't, or like a game that I clearly don't think I'm going to be interested in, right? But with this, like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this, I'm interested. Like, I think it actually does a good job of picking out stuff that's coming out soon that I'm actually going to be interested in.
And he like historically, like how far can you go back? Like, kind of historically look at.
It's technically a Steam Labs experiment. It just says 100 games that have been released recently, and then any that are upcoming in the next couple of months.
Okay, so it's very much like designed for like more upcoming and recently released.
Yeah, it shows you everything that's been released in the last month, everything that was released in the last week, and then everything that's going to be coming out past this point.
Okay, I think that's definitely worth it.
It's pretty. I think as somebody who genuinely uses an online Steam calendar and would like a personalized one, this is really cool.
I interrupt stuff weirdly. I kind of have always just mainly like ran sales, like maybe just like curious. Like I'll just see what Steam is recommending and like go down like a record like oh, this game is similar to this, like recommendation, like rabbit holes, and then just stop. I don't, and then like maybe like look up, or maybe like I've heard stuff online and it's like, oh, what is this game people are talking about, or someone recommends me a game.
Yeah, because you can personalize how many games you want to say, and I'm just like, show me 500 games. I want to see them all. What's
anyway,
coming
is that what
out?
this thing is? Oh my god. Yeah.
Ooh. Heroines Through My Lens. Another Korean dating FMV game. I'm going to have to check that. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to check that one out.
How does it know?
How does it know I love these games?
How does it know you've 100% completed 5 Hours Under One Roof? Or 5 Hours Under One Roof?
Okay, so that would have been the end of Steam news, but then literally, yesterday, the day before, Valve's like, yo, by the way, you know there's rumors about us making a VR headset, a controller, or a fucking console? Yeah, all of them are true, and we're dropping all of them at once.
Yeah, I find it hilarious that all were true. It's like, wait, is it a handheld? Or is it like a controller? Is it a VR? Is it a Steam machine?
Let me start with what I'm personally interested in the most. I'm the most interested in the Steam controller because I'm a big controller guy. I literally have 4 controllers sitting here on my desk. I think
I'm down to like a new controller that's innovative.
I mean, I have the original Steam controller still. I think you do as well, right?
Yeah.
And that thing
I already use it.
It was interesting for its time. Like when I got it, I was like, it's a good controller to let you play games that don't have controller support, or to be able to control your computer from bed. That was my use case.
Yeah, this controller has a much better because it has joysticks and touchpad. I think that's just way better. Just do both. I think that's way better.
But they're using because before with the Steam Deck, they said, hey, we looked into Hall effect and we're not sure about the reliability of the Steam Deck.
I thought this was very interesting.
With this one, they're actually going even further ahead of Hall effect. They're going TMR, which is the next evolution of Hall effect sort of technology.
Yeah, apparently it is actually more resilient to stick,
which is awesome. Because I'm currently I've been using the Mamba 1 because my Xbox Elite controller, even though I fucking love the thing, has drifted. So I'm using a Hall effect controller, but I'd be down for a TMR controller. I would I'm genuinely depending on price, I'm thinking about picking one of these up.
Yeah. What do you think about ergonomics though, form factor?
Yeah, so the ergonomics, I'm a bit worried about these giant fucking trackpads because it's got the inline. It's a more D-pad. Let me get my DualSense.
It's like the PlayStation 2 joysticks inline, not offset left to right.
It's got the more DualSense centric inline D-pad with buttons rather than the Xbox / I guess Nintendo layout, because the Pro controller has this up and down joysticks design.
I personally like it being symmetrical like that.
I personally don't understand I like the offset for playing a lot of games, and I like the DualSense when I'm playing a D-pad game. I prefer the joysticks I just find it more comfortable because when you're using the face buttons, it's easier to hit the joystick when it's right next to it, I guess.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think it's just the way.
I think it's just the ergonomics of where my hand sits makes more sense.
Yeah. But it just makes me think that we're seriously holding it very differently or using it very differently. Because to me, in my head anyway, I'd really like the joysticks being in the same.
Here's how I hold a controller, and then I can press buttons while I'm doing things on the joystick. Well, I guess you could do that.
But
DualSense. It feels.
I suppose I see what you're saying, but sure you're still limited what you can by doing.
They're further away. It feels a bit more awkward to hit the buttons while you're holding the joystick on the DualSense.
Yeah, but you can only move the joystick in that one direction. Is that really an advantage? Isn't that only the camera?
I mean, it depends on the game, but I think the most interesting.
Normally the camera.
The most interesting thing for the Steam controller for me is the gyro. So for me, because I've had the Steam Deck and I've had access to gyro on that for a long time, because I've had an Xbox controller and I literally bought a DualSense so I could use it for emulation stuff because that has gyro in it. But it wasn't until I picked up this fucking thing, the Pro controller, and I was playing Breath of the Wild, and I was aiming my bow and arrow, and I was fine aiming it, and the gyro just automatically kicks in, and I'm just like, oh, that is so much better using gyro. Because it's like with the Steam Deck stuff, you have to set it all up, and you have to get used to it, and you have to find the use case. But the way Nintendo does gyro is beautiful because it just works. It's just like like when I'm aiming rocks in Donkey Kong Bonanza and I'm like fine tuning it by moving the controller just naturally, it's great. And then I go back and I play Kirby and the Forgotten Land and I'm shooting my gun and I'm literally trying to use gyro and the game doesn't support gyro and I'm now getting pissed off because I don't have gyro anymore. And it's like it's this big thing and like I'm getting used to it. I genuinely do really appreciate gyro when it's there, but I don't know if there's like I think I appreciate gyro when I need to use gyro because I don't have a choice to use a mouse and keyboard. But for the most time, I'd probably just use a mouse and keyboard on a game. In
most cases, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I thought interesting, we don't know the battery life, but like they seem to imply like it should.
They said 30 hours. I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, they had like qualifiers for that though, so like up to 30 hours.
Which about 30 hours. That's like Elite Series 2 level battery. Like
I'm hoping it's close to that.
Or you can have a DualSense and you get like 4 hours of battery life. The battery in this thing fucking sucks.
Terrible. Yeah. The power management and battery just is wherever the problem is, it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about the puck design where it's the USB wireless dongle, but you can also just put it on top of it to charge it?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. I think I sort of had USB. I guess I was trying to make it waterproof, but I would have had like a USB slot on the thing as well, but
it has a USB. You can plug it into a normal USB-C cable as well.
Oh, okay. I only saw like the angle they're showing.
Yeah, so you can. Right. So I've watched all of the videos on this. So I've seen like Digital Foundry, Linus. I watched a bit of Tested. Like I've watched as much information as I can get on this because I'm a Valve.
I think it's
super
really
nerd.
Cool to have a quick charging thing that's also then like the connection thing.
So you can use USB-C with a puck. You can use Bluetooth. You can use USB. You can just plug it in. You can do like I love Valve's just like you want to do it. It's possible. You can do it. And another thing, Tony. So we'll speak about the Steam machine in a bit, which I'm not too interested in because I don't really need another PC.
No.
But the Steam machine, the Steam machine, Tony, has one of these like pucks built into it, and you can wake the PC from powered off state with the fucking Steam controller. It just automatically connects to it and turns it on, and you're gaming. Which I was like, that's sick.
I'll get more ideas or wish they could do for that. What they kind of out for the same machine, but we'll talk about that.
But I think that's the end. I'm genuine. I think the biggest question mark I have right now for all of the hardware as a whole is price.
Yeah,
because that's going to be the most. Like, is this going to be a £50 controller?
Yeah,
£60 controller. How much
I think
is this
for sure cost? We know they're all going to be of premium pricing. Just where does that actually lie? We don't know.
So let's talk about the Steam machine. So it's if we go to specs, I love the design of it. I sent you the fucking companion cube, didn't I?
Yeah.
D-Brand has already made a companion cube skin.
I love the replaceable front. That is actually really cool. I mean, I was just going to quickly say this: like they designed it for like living room, like trying to make it working on like living room cabinets for the size, which I think quite interesting. I wonder what they're going for that. But yeah, it's interesting.
I was just trying to find the screenshot I posted. I'll just go to D-Brand.
I was having a think. I don't think this makes any sense the way that the internals work, but it's kind of a similar size to like a NAS, but like obviously like the top bit.
It would kind of make a good NAS machine, right?
But I think it completely replace the cooling solution.
You think so?
I think, and it depends on the price as well. But like the NAS machine I was looking at was actually quite expensive as well. Although some of that is like my own, like I wanted to do this, that, and the other. But like NAS machines are kind of expensive.
You get a small form factor cube, They have an LED strip, so you can. They were saying like the use case was like, cool. Hey, you can have it show a loading bar on like a Steam download, which was like, oh, that's a cool use case.
That's brilliant. Make use of multi LEDs.
It has a SD storage slot. So they basically said if you have like, for me, I have on my Steam Deck, I have a SD card in with a bunch of games in it.
Yeah.
And they've made it so you could hot swap, take that out, put it into your Steam machine, and you could play those games with no setup. It would just immediately be like, okay, you can play in those games now. You could just move your library around.
Recognize this file format,
My only issue is it's a little bit slower now. Like with the Switch 2, you have the Micro Express SD cards, and that is like a really nice speed upgrade. But obviously, those are not like... I have one now in my Switch 2, a 500 gigabyte one, but they're not as widely commonly used, and the Steam Deck doesn't support that, for example, so you wouldn't be able to hot swap it between them. I understand why they went with this. They have a Wi-Fi 6E connection plus Bluetooth. So they've like separated the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth antennas to like completely make them...
that is a good call.
Their own dedicated thing that they can make sure works solidly. And they have the controller built right into the Steam machine for pairing.
I find it interesting that there's talk about the reason why it's a flat panel, they're trying to make a way that's like really hard to cover up all the airflow.
Have you seen like inside this thing? It's like a giant fucking heatsink and a giant fucking fan out the back.
Yeah. Very interesting. I'm curious to see proper like well, I guess the game is next to tear down and fantastic.
But the interesting thing they said was like it's got DisplayPort 1.4, so it can do 4K 240 over DisplayPort. And then it had HDMI 2.0, which is technically was like HDMI 2.1, but they couldn't get like all the standards to work with Linux or something like that. They couldn't get it to run like what they wanted it, basically. So you can do a lot of the things that 2.1 can do, but they couldn't get it running with DSC or something like that.
So DisplayPort is what they want you to use, really,
or just HDMI 2.0. Because this,
well, if you want the maximum,
let's talk specs, because they said this is a 4K 60 FPS machine with FSR, and I have to say, big question mark doubt on that one, because the specs of this thing. So we've got like, if we go to the specs section, it's basically a Ryzen 5 7600X CPU, which is a pretty decent CPU. It's got nice power there, which I know like Russ from Retro Game Course have been like, oh, this is going to make it a very good emulation machine because it has a strong CPU, and those are normally CPU bound stuff. So you could get like
this to idle really low,
like PS3 emulation, Xbox 360 emulation, maybe even like fucking PS4 emulation that could push there as well. But the GPU, I was immediately like, wait, what? It's a cut down RDNA 3 GPU. So we're talking basically like an RX 7600, like an 8 gigabyte GPU that's like cut down and underclocked. And then I was like, are we sure about this being a 4K machine? But I basically think what Valve was saying, like,
most.
Like if I was going to recommend the 7600 8 gigabyte to someone, I would say that's like a 1080p card.
Yeah.
In terms of
push 2K, but you're going to have to lower the frame rate for sure.
It's more of a 1080p, more of a 1440p with lower settings or FSR kind of card, right?
Yeah. Whatever you want to prioritize.
We'll have to wait and see. Basically, I think what Valve was saying, like a majority of people are playing like older games, and this will do like a 4K 60 with those older games with FSR. Another big question mark is AMD's been really fucking wish-washy with their support for FSR 4 on RDNA 3 GPUs. They've said they were going to drop support for key features on the 2 and 3 RDNA 3 stuff, right? But now they've gone back and committed to doing stuff.
Mode sort of thing.
With that stuff. And people are like, does this mean you're doing Project Redstone on these stuff? Are you going to do FSR 4 on this? And I think like Valve could definitely be a company that would be like, make a custom path for us for the Steam machine, at least.
If you standardize as well, right, it's a lot of buying power.
One thing I think is interesting about the Steam machine is technically the 7600 supports AV1. Does this mean that we'll actually get AV1 support on Steam streaming features? Because currently Steam Remote Play doesn't support AV1 encoding. Steam Link, the VR streaming app, doesn't support AV1. I think it would massively improve the quality of stuff like remote streaming for me. I hope they implement this into their other stuff now that they have a product that has this. And then, shall we move on to the Steam Frame, which is another...
Before we do that, I kind of want to talk about this and go, what is this actually for? Who is this for? I don't actually...
I think it's for people who want a console-like experience, but want to get into playing PC games or get the cheaper prices of PC games. This is something I could maybe recommend to somebody to say, hey, I have an Xbox. I want to get into PC, but I don't know what to do. It's like, maybe a Steam.
Yeah, we have a couple of friends like that, actually.
My only issue is, Tony, I want to be like, hey, just get a Steam machine. It just does everything for you. But then I'm like, my experience using the Steam Deck and having to troubleshoot things on Linux, it's like it's not as easy as an Xbox. Like even no matter how good SteamOS is.
Yeah, I think with my friends, I'm okay. My closer friends, I'll be like, okay, like they can probably troubleshoot SteamOS stuff. And I would also assume with this it'll get better. My biggest issue is kind of like if you're saying it's like a console PC, Linux PC,
yeah,
you can't. But it's a dead end upgrade path, other than like Wi-Fi chip and SSD. Like it's not a PC.
Like, you mean because of the small form factor chassis? I guess there's definitely.
Well, also the CPU and GPU is soldered to the board. It's basically a laptop form factor.
You could do a the GPU dock angle is one way I could see about upgrading this.
That's quite expensive normally.
Yeah, and I know that because again, everything's going to depend on prices. Valve have said, because they're asked, hey, is this going to be console priced or is it going to be PC priced? And said this is going to be more gaming PC priced, so it's going to be
entry PC
on the higher end. Because I think the issue is, this thing would make a stellar enterprise machine. It has like very good specs.
Yeah.
Like if they were to subsidize the price and be like, hey, we're going to sell this at cost, but people will be using this to play Steam games, right? If a company comes in and goes, we're going to buy 1,000 Steam machines, we're not going to buy any games on Steam, but we're going to use this to run like small AI models or like just have it as our workstation machine, they could lose a lot of money if they didn't price it a bit higher. So I understand it from that perspective. It's not because you have to remember, this isn't an Xbox.
No,
it is a PC. You can do other things on it that are not gaming, so they can't subsidize it with Steam games at that point.
No, they'd be like heavily like Steam.
Whereas I feel like
OS launching focus.
Because you could say the same for a Steam Deck. It's technically a PC or whatever, right? But I would say like
it's more.
The Steam Deck is much more of a handheld console, right? Whereas this is more into that PC realm, right?
I think for my problem is like I think the Steam machine is really interesting, and I kind of want an excuse to have one, but I think it's gonna be too expensive for any excuse.
And
I think if it's just like an entry level PC, I would still rather build it for someone as a friend, like to build it as a friend and be like the
because I think they were saying like this is roughly like 5 times more powerful than a Steam Deck, which I think like if you're somebody who uses your Steam Deck and you're using this to be like, hey, I want a handheld PC that plays the next AAA games, the next big games, and I think like the Steam Deck is falling short there. Tony, I got to say, as somebody who's been using my Steam Deck and then moved on to the Switch 2 as well and been using the Switch 2 a lot, if they make a Steam Deck 2, I don't want it to be more powerful. I spend most of my time playing 2D indie games. I want it to be smaller and lighter. That is actually my biggest concern with the Steam Deck, is it's so big and clunky. I want something that's smaller and lighter. And I feel like that's what Nintendo does so well in terms of a handheld PC. But with this, I understand because like it's a set-top box. It doesn't matter as much the size and weight of it, right?
Yeah. I'm so excited. I think the most interesting thing about this is like it's the first outing for a desktop Steam OS.
Yeah,
and hopefully that becomes. I think I am gonna do this again. I'm gonna dual boot. Once it becomes like a properly official thing, which we're told it will be, we can like just have an ISO install of a Steam OS on any machine.
They've said it. I think they've said again. This is still not going to be the point where they're going to generally release Steam OS yet, which is kind of a shame because they've been teasing this for so long.
Yeah, it is a giant pain in the ass.
I think the issue is like 90% of people own an NVIDIA GPU, and NVIDIA doesn't play well in Linux is a big issue.
To some extent, yeah, there are ways to do that, and I think Arch is one of them. Wait, is Arch one of them? Was Debian one? One of them is one of the better ones for. It might be Debian actually.
But we're talking about SteamOS specifically, right?
Yeah. Which is Arch based, so it's not as good.
Should we talk about the VR?
There are technically drivers. Let's just build the VR. I just don't understand the machine that much.
I think the VR headset is the thing I'm interested in the least. Honestly.
Really?
This looks like a Oculus Quest 3 in a lot of ways. Yeah. I feel like
I don't have one though.
As someone who owns a Meta Quest 3, this seems like it would be a side grade at best. Because again, so this is what seems like mostly a streaming headset, which is what I mostly use my Quest 3 for, is streaming games from my PC over virtual desktop to the headset. Again, I love the feeling of wireless VR. It's an absolute game changer in terms of playing it. But I've got to say, like, I've really not been playing that much VR gaming for the past like year and a half.
There's not been that much new stuff coming out for it, right?
I mean, I've played Half-Life Alyx 50 times, so but like, I'm really okay. So Valve said we're not working on a new VR game. Valve's got to be working on some sort of tech demo game for this stuff. They've got to be working on something Half-Life at least, right?
So
I should talk about the headset. It's essentially it's a light headset. It's got a battery in the back to add to the weight. It feels very much like, it's got that strapless design. It's very like almost like Vision Pro-ish design where they just have like the one strap without the headset behind you. Again, very much like the Meta Quest 3, it's these pancake LCD lenses that are around 4K, and it's about motion clarity. It's about not having a persistent image on the screen, which when you try to overdrive these OLED screens, you get like massive dimming, and they're just not bright enough to be able to do it at the speed you need to run them at to have that non-motion blurry, like not making you feel sick while you're playing in VR.
I think as well, a lot of people really hate that look of that flickering, like the brightness, PWM flickering.
Yeah, you'd have to do something like because they're doing strobing. You need to do something like black frame insertion or something like that on an OLED.
Well, I think it's more complicated than that. I think you'd have to like lock off some of your lower brightnesses, but you like limit your contrast. I think is the way we'd actually have to solve it. I think it's related to how each pixel's power.
Tony, I saw the controllers and literally the way you pull the batteries out of them, and I'm like, bro, they literally straight up stole Meta's homework with these ones.
No, I'm glad though, because like I'm glad it has joysticks.
They're good controllers. Yeah. My biggest gripe as being a Vive owner is having those fucking god awful trackpads as my only way to move around in VR. Those things sucked. I hate the Vive ones.
I guess we're at a common line at this point for VR.
The big difference is if I show you the MetaQuest ones have way less buttons.
Yeah, there's more. There's enough buttons for a controller, right? So like any controller game would work on these.
So the way the Quest ones works is you have ABXY, but they're split across the two controllers.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, you have that split pad design where you have the ABXY on one side and you have the D-pad and the select and start on the other side. And the idea with this one is Valve's big gamble is people will want to play their 2D Steam games on the headset.
Yeah, it's like a paradigm shift, and I'm not convinced by that.
Personally, Tony, this is something I have never been interested in playing 2D games in VR. It's not something I'm interested in.
No, I don't think it makes any sense, and I think I'd rather just have them. And I know I know, not even there, but pretend we are this thing like, oh, do I buy a screen or a VR headset? It's like, I'm not even there, but even then I'm like, I still might choose a screen.
I think the Apple Vision Pro is not even at this point where you would choose it over like a television, right?
No.
And that thing is fucking insanely technologically advanced. It's fucking expensive, but it is a very nice piece of tech. And I think even with their like incredible screens, you would still want like a TV or a monitor or stuff like that.
Well, especially if there's more than one person with it.
And especially if you have to wear the thing for more than like 40 minutes and be like, oh shit, I just want to watch TV.
I think leave 2D stuff on a 2D screen.
But yeah,
like, that really stuff on two 2D screens, but let's ignore that.
They're using it as a headset, and they're like, we can't mess around with people getting the right, Wi-Fi routers. We're just going to literally give you a dongle that will do plug and play 6 gigahertz wireless to provide a dedicated link for VR and non-VR streaming. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I think the big thing they have over the Meta Quest is they have the eye tracking, which again will enable the social experiences like your VR chats or whatever. Furry roleplay stuff you're into. But it's going to allow us to do this really cool technology called foveated streaming. So when they stream that footage to you of your PC VR stuff, they'll be able to get massive bandwidth improvements to be like, hey, you're only looking over here. We can just make this part of the image look really clear, and you're basically going to get like a zero latency, high resolution stream where it feels like you are playing natively on the device. And as someone who's played like a low latency, like high quality image on the Quest 3 from my PC, it's a great experience, and I think this will be even better.
So I see people like say like they couldn't perceive a problem when they're
like,
testing
are we past the point of being like we need to play the games on the headset? Because this thing, again, the actual Steam frame itself is basically a Snapdragon chip that runs Android.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what the Meta Quest 3 is as well. It's a Snapdragon chip that runs Android. Yeah. And they have said, hey, you can run games natively on it. And they've even gone as far as to basically make like the Wine Proton version of this called FEX, the FEX translation layer, which converts native Windows apps into Android apps.
But how slim would these apps need to be to actually run well?
I think they said it's like a 10 to 20% CPU cost on translating across.
Yeah. But there's also like how powerful is the chip to do anything? Like how?
I think it's around MetaQuest 3 level. So look up a MetaQuest 3 game running natively on it, and that's kind of the visual quality you'll be getting.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Inside-out tracking, I think, makes sense. You've got a standalone headset. They have the cameras that basically see them. I've been very happy with the Quest 3 inside-out tracking because I went from base stations to inside-out tracking, and my question was, can it be as good as a dedicated base station? And they've basically come out and said, hey, we've tested the inside-out tracking of this, and it's like on par with Index with base stations. That's how good the tracking I think it is. So
I think we've gone very good algorithms with it now. I think we've kind of maybe not solved, but like it's very good stuff from older technology, I guess.
But I love the plug and play nature. I think the foveated streaming is like, and the actual dedicated wireless receiver stuff where you can just plug and play it, and it's immediately like, hey, I'm streaming this VR game. The Valve makes really great audio stuff. So the audio band in there that sends basically like speakers in the side of your headset, you're going to get great audio without headphones. I always wear headphones when I'm playing VR, personally.
Yeah.
But maybe I have used the speakers on the Quest 3 and they're fine. I mean, I know that I think Linus literally asked the person who developed this. He's like, "Hey, when are you guys going to make like a headset? Because you make such awesome speakers and microphones. We'd love to see this in like a headset product." And they were like, "No comment," basically, about that. But yes, because it's Android, Tony, you can't just sideload Android apps on it until, of course, Android stops you from sideloading things. Eventually, when they stop being cool, which is kind of what you do on the Quest 3. There's a thing called the the sideload store, basically. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, there's a bunch of like third-party games I've played through sideloading onto my Quest 3, and there's some cool stuff you can do with that. But yeah, honestly, I'm not really that much into VR these days. So I'm like, if this came out like a year or two ago, I would have been so on this. But right now, the thing is, I have a powerful gaming machine, and I have a Switch. So I have like a console specifically because it's a handheld console and it has Nintendo games on it. And I have a Steam Deck for handheld games when I want to play PC games. The Steam machines, I don't need an editing rig. I don't collect physical media.
PC.
Yeah, I don't need a living room PC. I think this is for a lot of people, but it's not for me. But I think the Steam controller, and again, depending on price for all of these, is where I'm the most interested in right now.
I think I did want to go to like what I was thinking. Like I was until I bought a house, I was like actually thinking like on my list of stuff I wanted to do this year was maybe find like get a VR headset and stuff. But like, there's not many. Like, there's a few stuff. I was like, I can come in and go. I just like look at the whole like back catalog. Like I guess from you, like you already tried the back catalog and its own like, new VR experience. But for me, it's like I think like we're still very much like how much will this cost? Like it can't be too ridiculous. Otherwise, like why wouldn't you? Like I was thinking about this. I am willing to pay like a certain amount of a premium over the MetaQuest for like it like being not being bought from Facebook. Yeah.
The issue is with that though is a lot of the big VR stuff that is out there, like the really cool VR stuff. Meta is paying billions for people to develop stuff exclusively for the MetaQuest, so you do get to play some of the cool. With the MetaQuest 3, you'll be able to play all of the Steam VR stuff because you could stream to it, but you also get to play in the Meta ecosystem stuff. It's kind of the best of both worlds in that respect.
That's fair, but I really hate. I would rather.
Oh, they said they're putting TMR joysticks on the controllers for the frame as well.
Oh, same technology. Okay.
Yeah, magnetic ones.
But I just think, depending on the price, though, like I don't know if my plan is still to get VR stuff. Like I'm like I don't know. Like I feel like we need better experiences.
I feel like Valve
again paying for people to like make games.
I'm gonna say the same thing about the Steam Deck. I want VR headsets to be smaller and lighter. That's what we need. I need to put on a pair of glasses, and I'm doing VR stuff.
I thought the frame was pretty light.
It's still like I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand until you've like extensively used a VR headset how much of a pain putting on a VR headset is compared to just playing on your PC.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't fully appreciate that, but I could understand that being a difference for sure.
Like I've played Gorilla Tag for 3 hours in VR, and I'm just fucking dying. I'm just like, I need to stop. I need to take this fucking thing off. Like
this is why I just I just feel like we need like more experiences to take advantage of this. I don't think we have enough. I don't think it's I think the whole you can play or watch stuff that you could watch on your normal flat monitor and just watch in VR, I don't think makes much sense unless you need to watch it in bed separate from your partner or something, which I know is a common use.
You could watch, but that's like
any cheaper one could do that as well.
You or watching on iPad?
No, the brightness tends to like a lot of like sleepers will wake up from brightness and stuff. But that's almost never possible.
Couldn't be me. I never keep my cat shrimp awake, you know.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
I don't know. I think I might give up on the VR thing until there's like more experience. Although I might go 3D printing instead. You know.
Oh, I'd love to see it. You could 3D print your own Lego minifig stuff, couldn't you?
Well, I actually kind of wanted to design like board game stuff, like a resin, like get like some like detailed. I don't know. That's next year's plan. I kind of like maybe like do 3D Blender and 3D print some.
There's some really cool stuff with 3D printing. I'm like, man, it'd be cool if I had a 3D printer, but then I'd have to own a 3D printer.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an issue of like I don't know how I want to set it up. Like I've only got like a third small bedroom, but like it's kind of Yeah, I want to do too much stuff is the problem. I need to just kind of decide on things.
Should we talk about some Nintendo news quickly and then end the podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
Tony, they've finally listened to my prayers. Animal Crossing is getting a Switch 2. It's the most like free lunch Nintendo has, right? It's just like it's so obvious to everyone there should be a Switch 2 version of Animal Crossing.
Surely this proves they were working on it. Maybe it's delayed.
I said it's free real estate because it literally is kind of free real estate, right? Because it would be like free money for them to do it, but it's also a game about building houses. I like the pun. Not only are they doing the Switch 2 version, Tony, they're actually just updating Animal Crossing.
Nice.
So the Switch 2 edition is going to cost £4, and you get a 4K 30 FPS game. They said it's 30 FPS still because basically the physics of the game is tied to the frame rate.
Classic. Why would you do that?
Honestly, Animal Crossing, I don't care. It's 30 FPS.
It doesn't actually matter.
They're going to add mouse mode support for moving furniture on the Switch 2 edition.
Oh, huge.
You can use the microphone in the dock to call out to specific villagers. I'll be like, Biffy, Clyde, and they're like, oh, hello.
Sure.
But I think like the big feature that is Tony, I was playing the game, like the Switch 1 edition on my Switch 2, and I couldn't believe this wasn't a thing, right? In the Switch 1 edition of Animal Crossing, you cannot batch craft. You have to individually craft.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
In the update for Animal Crossing, they're finally letting you batch craft things, which is so fucking useful for when you like Timmy and Tom Nook at the shop are like, we're gonna pay you extra fucking currency for these wooden benches, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make 30 wooden benches. I don't have to individually sit there and craft each one. It's such a game changer.
Then you have to like choose the location in your inventory you want to place it in as well.
Yeah, it's so absolutely annoying. But they're also making it so you can have even up to 12 people on an Animal Crossing island. I have played multiplayer Animal Crossing, but I've never had more than one person together, so this doesn't really impact me.
I'm just surprised people have more than 6 friends. That's crazy.
Yeah. To put this can I put this into perspective for you quickly, Tony? Animal Crossing Horizon has sold 50 million copies. It is the best-selling game of the 2020s. Yep. It is the best-selling game of the past 5 years. And the fact that we're getting a Switch 2, we're getting this game on Switch 2 now is kind of crazy to me.
I just think it must have taken longer than they expected. They clearly been working on it instead of releasing it.
Like they had to do something Animal Crossing because it is like just by far one of the most. It like surely it like transcends demographics in terms of like games.
100%. But like, sure they wanted to release it, maybe not at launch, but like loads after launch. I wonder why they couldn't or why they not.
I don't know. So the update, as well as adding like the batch crafting, quality of life stuff, there's going to be like a new hotel, and you're going to be able to like design rooms for your villagers to stay at the hotel. Cool. It seems similar to the Happy Paradise DLC for the DLC for the base game. It seems sort of similar, but it's going to add more stuff that you can get, right, which is interesting. I thought the collab stuff looked really cool as well. They added like there's going to be Zelda stuff that you can get as a collab thing. Oh, there's a brand new Dream Island you can do. So instead of having to like restart your entire island, you can like basically design a brand new island, and I think you can have your friends come on and design an island with you as well on online multiplayer, which is really cool.
Is it like temporary or like keep like limited number? Is it just one? Actually,
I don't know. Resetti is being added to the game as well, which I've found very because my friend was watching me stream this and he was like, "You should talk to Resetti," and I'm like, I looked it up and I'm like, Resetti doesn't exist in this game because he was a character in like the GameCube version that let you reset your island, but he's going to. It's a quality of life feature. You're going to be like, "Hey, there's a bunch of clutter here, and I want to clean it up and start again and redesign this area," and he'll just come along and he'll clear it for you.
Oh, he's
like a service. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, you're going to be able to get... So, you know like how you have the virtual console on the Switch? they're going to add like physical consoles you can place, like an NES, and you can click on it, and then it'll let you play the games from that console on the virtual emulator. I was like, that's so cool. Adding that to the game.
That's cool.
And then, Tony, they're doing a Lego collab, so you're going to be able to get Lego furniture for your Animal Crossing places.
Let's see them. Oh, okay, there's some good ones already. Okay. I'm not sure about the colors, maybe just more realistic ones, but I guess that just look like.
I think the Zelda stuff looks really cool, and the Splatoon stuff looks cool as well. But yeah, so it's going to be Tony, it's going to be a free update, and you can pay £4 to get the Switch 2 version, which will give you high resolution and a couple of like
very worth it.
I think it's a really good, well priced as well. They weren't like, hey, you want the Switch 2 version? £20. Fuck you. Yeah. They could have done that.
That's what I was expecting.
And guess what, Tony? I would have bought it.
Yeah. But I was actually spending like maybe £10 would be reasonable, maybe £8 or something. So yeah, that's pretty good.
They also announced for Spooky Season they're adding Luigi's Mansion to the GameCube emulator on Nintendo. At this point, when I was writing about this, I was writing about how there was another Kirby Air Riders Direct where they announced, I don't know if you saw, like, they announced top-down mode, which is basically, I love how Sakurai jokingly was like, everyone saw the first Direct and was like, where's top-down mode from the first game? Obviously, they can't put it in because that would require too much effort. So we put it into the game and we actually made it. Which I was like, I just love, like, I could watch Sakurai just talk about any video game for like an hour.
Yeah, he's great.
They said there was a free run mode where you could just walk around the city trial area just to like see like different locations, but it's not like Mario Kart level. It was just like you could explore it in single player to kind of get acquainted to it, but there's no like real content attached to it. And they said there's no plans for DLC, but everything will be in the base game sort of thing. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be picking up Kirby Air Riders based on the beta I played. But that is the end of the podcast, Tony. You can check us out, youtube.com @everythinginbetween_podcast. If you want to watch the VODs and tangerines and spotlights if they exist. Twitch.tv/Scorn if you want to watch live on Twitch. And shows.cast.com/everything-inbetween-podcast, where we'll be uploading the links to the Spotify and Apple podcast versions. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.